Path of Night is an actual play Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in the world of darkness. We're all friends, we're here to have fun, but our story can include graphic violence, drug use, sexual content, and other mature themes. Content warnings can be found in the show notes. We've talked at our table about safety, comfort, and consent, both as players and storytellers. We know what to expect. We're all excited to be here, and we want you to feel the same. So listener discretion is advised. Now, let's walk the path of night. Welcome to the yearly Halloween one-shot session. This year it's my turn to run, and I've chosen Blades in the Dark. Blades in the Dark is by John Harper and published by Evil Hat Productions. The rules can be found at evilhat.com in the form of the SRD, or you can purchase a hard copy at the same site. The year is 849 IE, Imperial Era, and our crew finds themselves in Duskvol, a crowded city of canals in the land of Akoros. Though the immortal emperor still reigns as he has for centuries, the daily affairs of the city are ruled by those who have clawed their way to power. But in actuality, the city runs on the clockwork complexity of the network of scoundrels, gangs, and the interplay of their allegiances and grudges. Aside from the ember in the sky where the sun once burned and the hissing lightning towers that keep the ghosts and nightmares from the Deathlands at bay, there is precious little light in this world. The din invites creatures not of the living world to dwell in the many shadows. Demons seek to make their dark desires manifest. Vampires make their homes in once living bodies. Hulls without life and hollows without spirit follow the orders of unknown masters. Ghosts in desperation seek to displace the living. The Void Sea harbors the Leviathans, whose blood powers Sparkcraft technology, and hunting them offers a quick fortune for those who survive the hunt. Our crew's journeys in this dark, mysterious place has led them to band together and seek a place for themselves in a world where the odds are only rarely in their favor. And they have chosen to do this on their terms, rules be damned. A smooth-talking slide sways authorities with the right words and well-pointed bribes. A hound surveys the labyrinth of the city, learning the interplay of clock chimes and movement. A whisper attunes to spy on the unseen but ever-present world of ghosts and arcane horrors. A spider tips the balance with networks of information and schemes. A cutter ensures that when a skirmish begins, they're done efficiently. And someone in the city always needs something they're not supposed to have. In this intricate web of struggle and success, they have the skills and opportunity to rise above their meager standing. But the devil is in the details, and they may have to decide what they're willing to surrender to make their way. The clock's ticking, the night is long, and there's coin to be made. What are they waiting for? All right, welcome everyone to our now annual tradition of Halloween one-shots, where we get up to shenanigans and experiment with silly voices.
Ooh. That doesn't sound right.
We'll try not to disappoint. This year we'll be running Blades in the Dark, led by me. I'm Erika, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah, dude.
Woo! Yes, I wooed myself.
You should be so lucky.
That's that good energy.
It's that Saturday energy, y'all. And we find ourselves in the city of Duskvol in the year 849 Imperial Era. The world is in a post-cataclysmic state where the sun has burned out and exploded. The world lives in a perpetual setting of dark with 2 hours of twilight in the morning and 2 hours of twilight in the evening.
Lovely.
Yep. Light is one of the luxuries of the world, as is most food. Duskvol is sort of a hive city where they have built up and up and up, and the roads have largely been replaced with canals. Tim, what's the name of the gang?
Our crew's name is Limited Liability Purveyance.
And these are a group of smugglers living in the city of Duskvol. Tim, since you spoke up, why don't you introduce us to your fella? Tell us a little about him.
The fella?
The fella,
Me
yes.
fella. My guy is Sven Bergstrom. I'm from Scoville? Man, I can never remember. Scoville? You feel free to chime in. Scotland, thank you.
One too many bumps in the head, mate. One too many bumps.
I will write it down one of these times. Right now. Scotland. Anyways, I go by Junker. I like to hit things with a big hammer. I like fine cuts and rings and necklaces. I did fight for Scotland in the war. Sort of. I smuggled for Scotland in the war. And then Captain Burkhold betrayed me toward the end of the world. So I was like, fuck Scotland. And ended up in Duskvol. I ran into some other characters, and now I'm part of this crew. I'm a bigger guy with a big old greatcoat with nice little details and adornments. I got leather clothing, big old boots, pretty scarred up face, and a big giant two-handed hammer. Other than that, I am the cutter for our crew, and I carry around a lot of stuff.
Love that for you, bud. Rebecca, who do you bring to the crew?
My name is Esmeralda Seeley, but most people know me by Pluck. I come from the Dagger Isles. It's been my home for as long as I can remember. Effectively raised by the Leviathan hunters there. I had also had some help from within the jungle. I do have some kind of connection to, if anyone would ever need to talk to Sitara the demon. I've spent a lot of time in those jungles, surviving. There's outposts there, crews of Leviathan hunters, sailors who travel back and forth searching for any work to keep themselves afloat. At first, those people were raising me, connecting me, but I found other friends in that darkness. You see, in the Dagger Islands, it's a little different than other places. Ghosts, spirits, all sorts of devils wander freely, with none of the lightning barriers in place to limit them. And I made friends. I learned how not to be afraid. Some stranger than others. Well, there's a few friends that I don't get to see as often, you know? Sometimes people don't really understand. But one of them, she likes to take a break, and I like to take a break, and she can take a break with me, as it turns out. Actually, eventually it led me to more appropriate friends. It sounds like I was brought in by Weaver, who stopped by the Dagger Isles after everything went down with him. Me, I knew how to get jobs. That's what I got from the Leviathan hunters, a connection into the labor field. So, well, being a kid at the time, and I get the impression maybe that he thinks I'm a little misguided. This group of purveyors. And when someone looks at Pluck, what they see is a young woman with spiraling, voluminous dark brown curls, copper brown eyes, medium dark skin, a short woman with very carefree rips in her dress. She doesn't seem bothered by much. When she walks around, she sort of has this very dreamy, floating energy. Very tactile. She seems to enjoy kind of running her fingers over surfaces, tapping, enjoying the sounds that the world can make, always keeping some form of ear out. Generally a bit wild, a bit off-putting, but always smiling.
That may not help.
Nope.
All right, so Rob, who are you bringing to the crew?
I'm Edmure Longcut, but I don't tell most people that. Most people know me as 13. Grew up here in Akaros, running pickpocket schemes for the 12-side rats before, piece of advice, if you ever lie about your age to impress a girl, make sure you're not doing it in front of a conscription officer. So, got snatched up into the Imperial Army, fought there, killed and saw a lot of things I didn't want to see. Sergeant Dunwall pressured me to go officer, and I told him to fuck himself, and I left. And now I'm doing jobs on the Hound here at the group, so I'm a good tracker and a straight shot. You know, when I'm not spending my time... I mean, it's not the powder's fault that I'm a bit sallow in complexion, but otherwise dark hair, long leather highwayman's coat with a high collar, and a hat, a tricorn hat, 3 points. Looked like I walked right out of Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Thank you for clarifying what
some straight
tricorn
blood,
meant.
like I belong in Yarnum somewhere. Well, just trying to make coin for a little bit more of we got a little satchel. It's definitely a nosegay and nothing else around my neck because, the city stinks sometimes. So if I'm just occasionally pulling this little satchel up to my mouth and, inhaling a lot and then, dilating my pupils a bit, it's because, I like to smell nice, and that's the only reason.
Having your pupils dilated probably helps you see a little better in the dark.
It's pretty dark, it's very helpful here.
Tactically savvy. Good work.
Sometimes perched on his shoulder, but more often than not, like looming overhead, either circling in the dark sky or like perched on a lamp post, or the architecture here is really oppressive and high, so like perched up in a windowsill or whatever is this oversized crow that just kind of follows 13 around, and 13 seems to follow it around, and that is his bird, his crow, 14.
Lex, who are you bringing to the crew?
My name is Damiano Villanova. I am a spider. Among my colleagues, I call myself Weaver. I was once a missionary for the Church of Ecstasy. There, I worked to spread the faith on the Dagger Isles. But in time, I began to question our teachings. Saw needless misery, and for my choices, I was betrayed, and spent years imprisoned, plotting my revenge. Now that I have found freedom, I work to see my enemies destroyed. But first, I need coin, and for this, I have found friends and family, and now all that must be done is finding the patience to see this done. I am a man with deep, dark and bruised-looking eyes, dark brown curly hair that hangs past my shoulder, a scruff but no beard, a large earring that I wear on my left ear, a nice plum-collared Victorian shirt, knee-high boots, and a pair of gloves.
All right, and Garrett, who are you bringing to the crew?
I have the honor of bringing a bit of culture and wordplay to the group. I'm the slide of our team, which means I am a purveyor of language and romance and intrigue. My name is Cyrus Benham, but I go by the alias Silk. Cyrus is from Aruvia, which is a desert land far to the south, which has given me my lovely honeyed skin complexion and raven hair. He is a handsome man, immaculately groomed, with a sharp suit, pointy boots. Just lovely to all who observe him. He grew up in the underworld, working for ladies of the night, making sure they had the right perfumes, hairdos, makeup, things like that. Made sure they were absolutely gorgeous. But, as is wont to happen in the underworld, money goes very quickly, and you often find yourself dealing illicit perfumes, eau de cologne, things like that. And then, sometimes you make a raw deal with a drug dealer or two, and now you have people looking for you this way and that. So you need to find friends that might know how to handle themselves in a fight, to make sure that you don't have to fight. Because look at this face. No one could let this face get all mashed up. That'd be awful. Point being, I have found this lovely group. Go out, maybe do a spa day, get our nails done, go to the clothier's row, find some new suits. Lovely. A general boys' day. And by the way, Whisper, you're totally welcome to boys' day. Doesn't have to be a boy, but it is boys' day.
Boys' day.
Lads.
Boys' day.
Boys' day.
Boys'
Boys'
day,
day.
my friend.
And that kind of charm and wit and repartee was sorely needed in this group, because if we're being honest, it is a bit dour, I think.
In a world with no light, yeah, dour is a good descriptor.
Well, yeah, but this lot, a bit dour. So they need something to pep up the step and maybe like grease the palms, some other things, Well, that's Cyrus, yeah?
Sure is. So somewhere in the perpetual night of Duskvol, time, who really knows, it's dark, we find ourselves at the lair of the Limited Liability Purveyance Company, harbored in the docks. Pickings have been a little slim for a while. You guys had a good run of luck ever since you all came together, but you're almost out of the last of your ground algae flour that you use to make bread. There's some dried eel left. Nobody really wants to eat the eels, but they're not poisonous and beggars can't be choosers. But it's probably about time that you start looking for a job. Now, you have a few means of doing this. You do have a number of associates from the gang that you could ask. Niall, who is close contact of the gang. She's a known spirit trafficker. She's helped you get jobs before, helped you complete jobs on a couple occasions. But you all have contacts that you could hit up.
Now, to be clear, when you say spirit trafficker, do you mean that they traffic in spirits that you would drink in a cocktail? Do you mean spirits that give you the heebie-jeebies?
Very technically, you can drink both of them.
Oh, dear.
But it is not recommended that you consume any kind of the plasm that the spirits are created from. Plasm is, in a very real sense, life. And if you put that in your body, there might be something of a battleground happening inside you.
So was the answer to my question yes to both?
She actually focuses mostly on the spirits of the dead that are used to power some of the spark craft.
But also, yes.
But
to
yes.
Spirits taste gross.
Why do you know that?
Eh.
Don't air. That's not an airable question.
This Junker's answer. But he means to say an educated guess. It is an educated guess.
Very educated.
Junker, yes, an educated guess.
I don't like the... You know what? It doesn't matter. I need money.
I also need money.
We
Me
all
too.
need
Yeah.
We
Yep.
also need money.
So...
Pluck, do you also need money?
I do. Mostly so that we don't have to eat those eels.
Speaking of which, I think since we are limited on ingredients, but we are all deserving of a bit of a full meal, I might make some eel curry. While I'm doing that, why don't you figure out how do we get some money, please?
I need a clarifying question, if I may.
Yes.
Is this like last time where you made eel curry, but you didn't have any curry or potatoes or onion, and it was just eel gone slightly off in a brine?
I have ways to provide a base that will taste like curry.
No further questions.
Good, I think that's best for all of us.
Potatoes. What are you guys, the Vanderbilts?
Potatoes, onions, things like that. Well,
Look
Hey.
who's the fancy man now.
Look,
maybe I might call these...
you don't remember the
tubers.
job?
I have tubers of a sort.
Okay.
They grew in the ground. They taste a bit spicy. Once I cook them down, they will caramelize. I don't think
I already said no.
you
I
can't ask for
already said
anything
no
more than
further
that.
questions.
You all know that at your current income level, mostly what you eat is mushrooms, various funguses and bugs. You can eat the fish, but you're gonna die horribly from the canals. Also, there's kind of a superstition that fish are the dreams of the leviathans, so it's not encouraged. But if you're hungry enough, that's a possibility.
So the idea of eating eel isn't just like, ew, it's a little gross, but more like, hey, we could all fucking die and like have demon nightmares if we touch this shit.
Yeah.
No,
From the
they're different
eels. The
than
eels are
fish,
okay.
aren't they?
You can eat the eels.
Eels are okay. All right.
They're just gross.
Fair enough.
Oh, I think I can do wonders with them. Give me some time. Figure out the money situation, please.
We need money so we don't eat more eels.
So, thoughts, ideas?
We could smuggle something.
We're pretty much all looking at you, Damiano.
Yeah, that was sort of the
Hold on.
implication. All
I'm
right.
thinking. All right. 1. No eels. Not today. It is too demoralizing. You
Well,
will save the eels,
Give me a moment. I think I can work wonders here.
but I do not yet need you to work wonders. Save it, in case something goes wrong in our pursuit for work. If today ends up a terrible day, we will resort to eating the eels, and you will help us make the best of it.
Well, we've got to eat something. Am I going to do roach and tuber curry? A roach and tuber korma?
We are going to go and find
Actually, sounds
Salia.
all right, actually. Who?
We will find Salia. Broker a deal, find something she needs, even if small. It will be enough to get us an actual meal and get us out there in the market to find something better.
Well, if you and I are thinking of the same Salia, it's not actually so hard to find her sometimes.
And based on her profession, trouble finds its way to her frequently enough.
I'm sorry, what is Solia's profession?
She is a purveyor of spirits, one who gifts those who are lonely or curious the opportunity to be mounted by the dead.
I'll give them the opportunity to be mounted by the dead if you get my drift.
So you're interested in this plan then?
Absolutely.
Good. You'll be the one speaking to Salia. If she disapproves of your approach, Pluck, you will approach from a different direction. She is deeply involved in the mystical.
I am familiar with her, so it's a decent follow-up. But let's try your approach first. I'm a little bit more usually in the role of a customer.
Aren't we all? Right, so where do we find this, Solia?
Typically, Salia can be found in the night market area.
Shall I go alone?
No.
Definitely not.
Thank you. I was a little bit terrified that the answer might be yes.
We'll be looking over your shoulder.
Right. Give me... He takes a look at his pocket watch. His broken pocket watch. He taps it a few times.
Still broken.
I would say I need at least an hour to get ready. Give me...
How? It can't take that long to put your boots on.
I thought hour was being a little bit conservative, to be perfectly honest.
They're going
Oh,
that
all right, I'll
right
be
up.
fast about it. Give me 45 minutes.
Night's not going anywhere. Salia knows where she can find customers, so she's not really in any rush to get anywhere. You take the necessary time to get ready, get all spruced up, and that means more for some than others. Now, Duskvol is largely a city of canals. Boat is often the way to go, but there are gondoliers that are basically the taxi service. There are rumors that they are a gang in and of themselves, but they have always proven to be allies to the common folk of Duskvol. Whether you choose to take a gondola, whether you choose to take the boat that you use for jobs, whether you walk, it doesn't take very long to get to night market. Now, finding Salia is a little bit tricky. She never really looks the same twice. Her disguising abilities are pretty tremendous. But you always know when you're talking to her. She has sort of an aura about her. And you do find her near a stall that nominally seems to be purveying exotic Eruvian goods. Silk, you probably recognize some of these are Eruvian made in Duskvol. But there are some legitimate artifacts there. And today, Salia is wearing the face of a woman from Tikeros. Folks from Tikeros are a bit strange looking. The rumor is they have demonic heritage, and there is something about them that is inhuman for each one. And for Salia, her skin is slightly blue tinged, and there are some vague outlines of purple stripes around her eyes and cheeks. And when she sees the group of you, she will give sort of a glad nod and wink to Pluck, recognizing her, and then a warm smile to Weaver.
In return, she gets a beatific smile and a little giggle. It does seem that Pluck is telling the truth that this is someone that she's familiar with, but she casts her eyes over in Silk's direction, and then as well to Weaver, showing that they're the ones leading this conversation.
Silk strides on up and leans down on the table, putting his elbows on, and puts his hand under his chin and stares directly into Salia's eyes. Weaver told me we were coming to meet someone, but he didn't tell me that it was so absolutely delectable. How are you, love?
Can't complain, darling. That's been treating me pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well. I heard you wear many faces, but could you pick one that's any less scrumptious? My God.
No. I'm gonna stick with this one, thanks.
I didn't think so. I don't think you're capable.
Oh boy, where'd you find this one, Weaver?
I would not ruin the mystery of my friend.
I will. I was plucked out of the Eruvian desert like one of these lovely things. Although my pots are made much better than this, if you get my drift.
I'll have to trust your judgment there, darling, and your assessment. I suspect you probably see yourself in more than a few of these baubles.
Well,
But I also suspect you may not have come here to peruse my baubles.
no, we came here because Weaver thought that you might have work for us. But honestly, let's put that aside. What are you doing later tonight?
Probably being here, purveying my wares, darling.
Is there any way I could convince you to come out on the town with moi?
Well, here's what I can tell you. I do got something of a task I do need doing. And if you want, I can just take it out of your pay.
Take it out of my pay?
Do you think women like me go anywhere for free, darling?
Of course not. I would make sure that wherever we went, it would be my pleasure. But I do not think my compatriots work for free. I certainly do not either.
Well, you'd just be taken out of your share then.
Oh, well. Let's put it this way.
I'll leave the finances to y'all if you want to hear about the job before you start bargaining away what you ain't earned yet.
Please, let's move to the finances.
All right then, darling. So, what I got for y'all, there's a certain artifact being moved about town. Now, there's quite a few groups won't get their hands on it, and it is in my interest that it ends up where it's supposed to go. This will require some amount of quiet interference, because if this gets loud, it's going to be quite a beacon for most folk. There is an artifact called the Reliquia Soulless. It is being moved from Lord Scurlock to the Dimmer Sisters. Do y'all need a moment to know who those folks are, or would you like me to continue providing the information on them for you?
If you could explain, that would be helpful.
Please. Every detail.
Illuminate us.
I would like to roll a study.
All right.
So, Erika,
Yo.
for the basics of mechanic stuff, right? It's one die, and then you add dice, and then
Yep, you always have at least one to reflect random luck.
just what is the success on a die? What are we looking for?
6 up.
It's
Basically, any roll that you make for a specific skill, you can have up to 4, but you can push yourself to get another one. You could also take a devil's bargain for some crazy shit's gonna happen later, but you
bad
can have
things
another
are happen,
dice.
but you are going to get another die for that.
Yeah, how bad do you want this? You get a die for every dot that you have in the study verb. All right, is anyone helping her?
I think Cyrus would like to help out. Being that he is connected with a lot of the perfumes, makeups, and kind of goods that lords and ladies might like, it sounds like a Lord Scurlock or the Dimmer Sisters might have proclivities that he loves to gossip about, and he loves to gossip to you specifically.
They
so
are intensely gossip-worthy.
So, does that add a dice? How does that work?
Yes.
All
You
right.
would get 1 die from the assist from Cyrus. I will offer you a devil's bargain. You guys are not exactly inconspicuous. So if you would like to roll an additional die, that's fine, but there's no chance that someone isn't overhearing you.
I'll refuse the devil's bargain this time.
That's fair.
And what in this system would rolling a 5 and a 6 mean?
So a 5 would normally be, you have a minor consequence, something. You may not have all of the information, but the fact that you rolled a 6 means you do the thing. Without equivocation, you have that knowledge. You know Lord Scurlock, and Cyrus may have also heard rumors about Lord Scurlock. He is a nobleman, as his title would indicate. He is very interested in the occult studies, occult artifacts. The more curious rumors indicate that he may in fact be a vampire, which in this case is a ghost that has taken over a dead body for years on end.
Cyrus, wait, didn't you mention a nobleman by the name of Lord Scurlock? Someone who would have been looking for various texts, arcane matters, strange powers. Someone rumored to, and at this sentence, Pluck actually kind of sends another smile over to Salia. That he might be a vampire. That he might have the dead within him.
And the Dimmer Sisters are pretty famous figures around town. They may be sisters, they may not be, it may be a gang. But they have a large manor house that is protected with all manner of arcane wards and ghost guardians and possibly even some demon involvement. But they also traffic very much in the occult and artifacts of old.
And for myself, I know I've heard of the Dimmer Sisters. Oftentimes, spirits are speaking of security measures so extensive so as to be a little paranoid.
It ain't paranoid if they're actually trying to steal your stuff, though.
That's true, they do have, well, it seems at least, according to what people are saying, quite a lot of arcane mysteries within their grasp.
That would be fair. That is a fair assessment of them both. So you know that once it gets in the Dimmer Sisters' home, it's probably not coming out again.
And that's what you want, right? You said you wanted it to go from where it's going to where it's supposed to go?
The way they plan on it is not the way it's supposed to go. It needs to go where I want it to go.
Right. And where you want it to go, then?
I need you to get it to the head of the gondoliers.
Okay.
It's a woman named Isel. She is the head of the gondoliers. She will ensure that it gets where it needs to be from there. The key here is the interception and the trafficking through the town unnoticed.
Where is it now?
It has not yet departed Lord Skurlock's estate. Is this a job y'all are interested in? It would pay pretty well. 50 gold.
50 gold. How does that sound in terms of coin? Like, is that...
It's quite a bit, but for the amount of work that's going in, she could probably do better.
Okay.
Like, for you guys, it's quite a lot.
But this is, like, high fucking risk.
Mm-hmm.
Damiano lightly taps on Silk's elbow with his. Do you mind a moment for us to think about it, Madonia?
Of course, darling. Take all the time you need.
I put my arm around Silk, like right over his shoulder. A word about your proclivities. I step aside. This work is actually pretty good. But we're going to need more coin if we intend to sustain ourselves.
Right.
I need you to be the peacock that I know that you are.
I am absolutely flattered, my friend.
Sway her into a deeper investment. And for my loadout, I will reveal that I have been carrying with me a fine bottle of whiskey from my stash. Use it for our family. Sweep her off her feet. Be the... He kind of gives like a slight shrug. The whore that we need right now. And I slip you the bottle.
Cyrus takes the bottle and looks at you with a smoldering stare.
No, save it. Save it for her. It's too much for me.
My friend, I am overjoyed and overwhelmed that you have such faith in my ability to haul myself out.
Absolute faith.
He squeezes your shoulder and turns around and smolders at Salia.
I am using the benefits of my foresight, and without needing to gain any stress, I slip my friend the bottle and give him an assist bonus.
All right. What are you rolling for sway currently?
For sway?
Yeah.
2 dice.
All right. +1 from Lex. If it's a fine bottle, you get another one from that.
I bumped you up.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be 4 dice.
All right. I will offer you a devil's bargain.
Done.
Regardless of how this goes.
Done. Don't even explain.
Oh,
Garrett,
I'm going
no.
to because it's funny. You're going to fall in love with her regardless of how this goes.
100%.
Okay.
Oh no,
He falls in love with every one of them.
he's too deep into his work. Yes, I said it that way on purpose.
Love is like it's a danger of the work. It just comes about. And I am a man who loves danger. Often gets things going, if you know what I mean. All right. 2 6s.
That's a critical.
So you critically succeed. So you come over with the bottle.
So now that we've determined that we do have work from you, and that we are going to perform this job excellently, I might add, I seem to have found this bottle of fine whiskey. I'm sorry, I can't necessarily read the vintage there. I've forgotten my reading glasses. Would you mind? And he like leans in close and puts himself up against her, letting his wonderful smells of caramel and cinnamon waft into her nose. Would you mind reading the label there? What's the vintage on this exactly?
So in order to read the bottle more accurately, she will slide in next to Silk and put an arm up around his shoulders so she can tuck in right neatly into his side.
He
and
flexes gently so that way when she touches him, she feels the muscle underneath his suit.
He's wiry. And she looks over the vintage. You do notice she kind of tips her head towards him at one point and sniffs. The purple in her face, the stripes seem to be becoming more intense the longer she's there. And she's like, I have better light in the back. Why don't you come back and we'll take a good look at this?
He sets the bottle down for a moment and pulls her a little bit close. My goodness, your disguises are immaculate, but I do not think you can hide that scent. You are intoxicating.
I could say the same about you, darling.
Yes.
She looks smitten, by the way.
He grabs the bottle up again, tucks it behind his back. Well, excuse me. We need to investigate the vintage of this bottle a little bit. And turns back and starts giggling with her as they walk into the back room to investigate the bottle.
Like a conductor, Damiano has been silently whispering words and shifting eyes between the two of them, and because he tends to speak with his hands, is visibly having a conversation with himself about how this is going exactly as it should, and with the pride of a father watching their son perform at their first ever sporting event, he is just thrilled. And as they slip off, he turns to the others. My friends, I believe we have avoided eels.
All right.
To the contrary, Esmeralda, she looks like she's found out some kind of new information. And she seems a little like she's thinking past to memories. And she's revisiting things she might have thought through before.
Pluck, do not worry. I said there will be no eels tonight. Why so concerned? We have solved today's problem.
Well, it's just something about Salia.
What is wrong with Salia?
I don't think when Silk meets his new lover again that she'll remember him.
So you're saying this plan will work more than once?
No, I mean, Salia will remember him, I'm sure.
I don't get it.
I lost. I don't know what the fuck they're
Pluck,
talking about.
please explain so that XIII and Junker can understand.
Well, it's just that, the same way that when 13 is feeling the world getting to himself, he pulls that little satchel up to his nose.
That's for smells.
Sure.
13, I told you to not do that in front of her.
It's for smells. Everyone uses one. Please continue.
Pluck,
Don't interrupt.
Go on. Quiet, 13.
Quiet.
Mirthful giggling erupts from the back room.
Please speak up.
And Junker, I know you like to seek the finer things when you can't handle it all, right?
Yeah, what's that got to do with it?
Well, for me, I like to turn my brain off a little.
Understandable.
And, well, Salia helps with that. When you don't want to be yourself.
I mean, I just turn my brain off a little all the time.
Yeah, same.
Well, it's just that you can trade off sometimes.
Okay, but Silk's not going to turn his brain off, right? Because the whole point of this, unless I'm fucking wrong, Weaver, is that he's supposed to be getting us more money for this job.
I'm
Right.
hoping information
He's not going to
too.
forget about that back there, is
Are
he?
you saying that she is going to use her talents on our very dear friend Silk? Is Silk in some sort of trouble?
No, not at all.
Oh,
He's completely safe.
so we will have our coin.
Yes.
Okay, then what is to worry about?
Oh, nothing much.
But something. There is a detail that you were thinking of. That
You've
you have
got
not
like a
shared.
look on your face.
I don't think she wants to talk about it.
I understand that, but please talk about it.
What happens to you when your brain turns off?
You go to sleep.
Not necessarily.
Most of my day goes by. I don't know.
Not if someone else is awake in you.
Is he going to be influenced by her lifestyle?
I don't know, would he seek that kind of advice?
I think what he wants is,
It sounds like he's getting what he wants.
You are a devilish little strumpet, aren't you?
A vase crashes off a shelf somewhere.
Damiano pauses. So far, so good. But what sort of troubles can we expect?
It does not sound to me like he's talking about coin.
That happens after. Everyone knows that.
13, let him tire her out first. Wear her down.
I'm sorry, it's a little tough to think right now. I'm hungry.
Think of the food you'll be eating that is not eels.
I got some leather you could chew.
Yeah, should you mind?
Yeah.
From back behind the curtain, Salia's voice says, "Name your price."
Let the man work.
Love, we aren't talking about coin right now.
God damn it.
Good. Savor it. Draw it down.
I just want you here with me. In fact, give me a moment. Cyrus pokes his head out from behind the curtain, and there's like lipstick all over his face. His hair's all muscled. You lot out of here. You're whispering in little tic-tac at this back and this and forth. Interrupting things. Carry on.
Yes.
A hand reaches from behind the curtain, grabs him by the hair, and pulls him back.
Fuck it. Let's go for a walk.
So, after some time...
Somebody should watch her booth.
Fuck the booth.
Junker, carry the booth.
Okay.
We'll put it back when we return.
Sounds good.
What does that look like?
More than likely, I carry, like, the rest of the booth, but, like, I've packaged up into, like, a box nearby all the stuff that was in there, because there's no way I could just, like, carry the actual booth with the wares on it.
I mean, there's probably even just like a curtain to like show that it's closed that you can like drop down over the booth.
Yeah,
right?
but
there's a closed sign.
Somebody's gonna steal all the stuff.
The scarf is so strong.
I'm just gonna take this with me, just so nobody steals it.
Take the valuables.
Yeah, that's,
Close it up. We'll return shortly through.
there we go. No problem.
Yeah, I actually don't see a problem with this plan. Let's take all of her valuables so no one takes them.
Yeah.
The mini game.
Sometimes, Junker, you're a genius.
I like to think so.
So y'all return later, carrying the booth and Silk and Salia, hanging out where the booth was.
See, my love, I told you they just walked off with the valuables to make sure no one else stole them.
Exactly.
Junker, set it up.
Okay. He tries his best to remember how it was set up before.
She kind of gives Junker a very impressed look, very approving.
See, this is the quality team that I'm talking about that you've just hired, my love.
I make a face when he says love again. No.
Not again.
I see you wasn't, barking in the dark, I see.
Never.
Quite often.
Always.
Tell me what you need to get this job done.
Well, Weaver here is really the numbers guy.
She's kind of pulling herself together like it's back to business time, not business time.
He will, in a very dignified sort of way, let her not really pay attention to it. I've taken some time to consider what we will need to expend towards this accomplishment.
All right.
With 60 gold, we will be able to succeed very smoothly. You will have what you need without any of the consequences that could be associated with this sort of work.
Weaver, you sure 60's going to be enough? You thought it was going to be much higher than that.
I understand you two have become close friends, and I don't want to put any strain on you. In truth, 70 would probably actually accomplish this.
I'm a businesswoman, darling. Let's say 70. And should incidents arise in your caper, you let me know what you're going to need to be compensated for.
Thank you. He presses his hands together and gives like a slight bow. You are most kind.
Honestly, if y'all hadn't brought my stuff back, I probably wouldn't have made that offer, but...
She probably would have cut my more impressive parts off.
Yeah, your face would be on the floor.
Do you know who's going after this stuff?
I do, actually. Obviously, the Bluecoats is going to want a cut of whatever's moving through. That's just kind of part and parcel for working smuggling. The Ministry of Preservation is very interested for their own reasons, but I do not believe it would be put to its best use, should the ministry, the government, get a hold of it. Path of Echoes is also very interested in this. Weaver, you know the Path of Echoes simply from The fact that you have functionally divorced yourself from the Church of the Ecstasy of the Living Flesh.
Indeed, I have.
The Cult of Echoes or the Path of Echoes, is essentially a group of people of a similar mindset to yourself. The Echoes that they refer to are the old ways of the world, the pre-cataclysm world. They seek to subvert the church in a lot of ways. They seek to bring things back to the way they were. But the Church of Ecstasy is extremely large. If every other cult community in the world banded together, and there are quite a few of them, they still would not have the influence and wealth of the church. But the fact that they're trying, and you know a name associated with it, means they're probably having more than zero success. Path of Echoes, that I've no doubt they got good intentions behind some of it, but I just don't know that they're the best ones to hold this particular artifact. I would very much prefer to see it return to the gondoliers.
Query, what is it we're actually looking at? How big is this thing?
About the size of a plunket.
Oh, alright.
Bread box size, got it.
It's got a few layers of defense around it.
And what would be some identifying details?
A real ornate lock, made out of oak, iron and silver banding, and y'all should probably know it is being guarded by both hired muscle and, ghosts.
Do we know what company?
The Gutsers.
Fuck those guys.
Give up, guys. They're too good.
I was about to say we must tread very carefully around the Gutsers. They do not take prisoners.
Their leadership's not very good, though.
Completely incompetent, mate.
Underappreciated, perhaps.
They have seen some patronage from Ulf Ironborn, though, and he tends to hit first, ask questions later.
As a note to everyone else here, we are on bad terms with Ulf Ironborn.
Yeah, thank you for that, Junker.
Who's Ulf Ironborn?
Yeah, he's a scovall that doesn't like Imperials, and we might have screwed them over.
Oh, that Ulf Ironborn.
We gotta
Yeah,
stop doing
right.
that.
Well, you know,
Didn't he swear an oath to murder you?
I'm sure he did.
I thought that was a collective view.
It was, I mean, he swears a lot of
Certainly
things.
not me.
I would never let him murder you.
I'm pretty sure that he was making eyes at me.
Oh no, he was on a higher city level yelling down at all of us.
Easily confused.
As far as I know, Ulf has not heard about this yet. Most of these groups know it's happening, they don't know when.
Do we?
We got a bit of a narrower timeline. It's going to happen in the next 2-3 days.
If we are swift enough, it won't matter what their plans are.
You got enough time to do some reconnaissance if you so need. They'll probably take the quietest route.
Honestly, I'm just happy it's the Gutsers we have to deal with, not Darko Jack's men.
Agreed.
I can't disagree.
She looks at Silk, I will see later, but the rest of y'all got work to do.
Of course. Don't worry, I'm going to get my hands dirty as well. And he kind of like scooches in like it's all cutesy and kind of tickles in at her.
She gives him a look like, do not.
Oh yeah,
What?
pretty sure she slaps him.
Yeah. She kind of like reaches up and grabs him by the hair. Get to work.
The second stage.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
We do get some money first, right? We need to eat.
That can be arranged, darling. And she will take the money box that you incidentally took with you.
God, if we had just stolen from her, we'd have hundreds.
That's not right.
She will go to the money box and hand out, how many of you? 5 of you? She'll hand you 5. It's enough for a decent meal of non-eels.
5 random coins each.
I did roll 2 6s. Maybe she gives us 10 up front of the full 70.
That was good whiskey. So yeah, you guys can have 10.
Which also might go to,
Yep.
paying people to learn information and whatnot.
All right.
Probably go see if Averic's got any information.
Now we are at the point where you guys are determining the engagement, which means you guys can do reconnaissance. You don't need to do it all in advance because that's the beauty of the system. You can flash back and have done things later. Our intrepid heroes leave the newly re-erected stall of Salia. You can take that pun any which way you please.
But it's...
Thank you.
Going back to the lair does sound like a good idea.
Mostly because we need to eat not eel.
Oh,
Oh, we got good money.
Right, we got
Good
food.
food.
We got food money.
You're in the night market. You can probably find like some reasonable food that you feels like you would eat on purpose.
What are you all feeling? Perhaps some crow?
I mean, I wouldn't be against it.
So middle-class families, and you can afford to shop middle class if you would like, can generally afford some chicken, some eggs. You could get some cheese and butter and some bread made from, like, actual plants and not fungus.
We're not going to break the bank by getting some of this once.
Yep.
Okay.
If you want to splurge, you can get rice, which is grown in some of the cleaned out canals. This is less for eating. Plasm injected plants to grow things like hemp and opium. But in terms of food, you could probably get a little beef, probably some goat or lamb.
All right, yo. Here's what I'm thinking. We splurge, we get ourselves a chicken. Some of that fine arborio rice that they make. Do a lovely chicken and cheese, maybe some mushroom risotto.
It's good as long as we can eat more chicken.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Great.
I
Let's
mean,
do it.
if we want to,
Big chicken.
pare down a bit from actually doing a chicken, we could get a few squab.
Oh, squab and mushroom risotto.
Yeah.
I love it.
Silk, why don't you go ahead and get started? Gather the food and cook something up. We'll share a dinner before we begin.
Lovely. It's a plan.
I'll go with you to carry stuff.
Pluck, 13. I start laying out a map of the area and start marking off the path that they're expected to journey with the artifact based on some information I've gathered. Now, there are going to be points along this journey that are more difficult to strike than others. So what I would like is for the two of you to combine your skills and find us the best point from which to collect the artifact.
If I would be able to find some ghosts who know certain details about the security, that could be really useful. Especially combined with 13, your scouting.
Now, we don't know precisely what this artifact is capable of. So anything you can get on that as well will benefit our efforts.
What do you think?
I don't think it's a bad idea for us to go out and, skulk about the Lord's Manor. I mean, one of the things that we don't know, we got a head start on some of the others who are coming by, but if it leaves tonight or in the next few nights, that's a big difference. So, skulking about there, just trying to figure out where they're going. I mean, they could take the direct routes through, like, Charterhall and Crowsfoot, or, go down through the market and Coleridge. Trying to figure out exactly where they're going, and I don't know.
Wouldn't that be part of what we'd be looking for?
Yeah, exactly right.
This is why she is going to speak to the dead.
Yes, yeah.
So what is a bad idea then?
Nothing. I was agreeing with you.
Good. I kind of pat you on the shoulder.
Was I not clear?
No, you said something was a bad idea.
Did I? I don't remember that. Rob doesn't remember that. My brain doesn't work right now.
Yeah, you had started saying, just skulking around the estate is a bad idea. It was like literally.
Oh, I said isn't a bad idea.
Isn't. Isn't.
Oh man, I did not hear that.
You missed the idn't.
I heard.
You have to pick to say one word at once sometimes.
It isn't a bad idea.
No, it still sounds the same.
I was right there with you, mate. I got the whole thing.
It isn't a bad idea. It's a good idea.
It isn't the way about the way he's pronouncing things, mates.
As the two characters from the Dagger Isles look on in confusion.
Right. There is value in words. You should try them.
I agree. I used more than you did.
Now, once the two of you get back, we will share a meal, determine from where we will strike, and then we begin.
Sounds like a plan.
Back at the lair, Pluck and 13 gather the materials they need in order to go out a-scouting. Silk and Junker are able to acquire all the means necessary for a delightful repast. Weaver is kind of able to start looking over the map, start thinking of ideas, wait for more information to come back. Tim, do you want to describe the lair at all?
No.
Okay.
Tim, you fuck.
All right, then I will.
Hold on, I'm thinking. I want to say we're currently a small crew for the most part, and the only thing that we really have in terms of anything else is the boat. So the boat is kind of our lair. And our boat is nimble, so it is easier to navigate and get around and stuff like that, but it is also finicky. One of us is better than the rest of us at utilizing the boat. Other than that, the boat is camouflaged. It looks like a lot of other boats. It is hard to tell the difference between that and any other fishing vessels and stuff like that from the outside. On the inside, it's probably kind of posh, based on at least part of the crew involved. Velvet cushions and like a fancy couple spark lanterns going on the inside.
I don't understand why we can never keep money.
Fancy curtains.
We do all these jobs and then like all the money just disappears.
It has to smell like a Yankee candle.
Oh,
That's all I can imagine.
For sure.
Well, not a Yankee. I wouldn't imagine a Yankee candle, but like it definitely has like the incense musk kind of.
The amount of floor space dedicated to just clothing.
Well, there's a whole cabin that's just a walk-in closet essentially, which we nominally use for storage.
Fucking Captain Steed Bonnet.
It actually, honestly, that probably smells awful because it's probably like a mix of like perfumes and candles mixed with like a copious amount of mothballs just to keep all the moisture out of the boat.
Probably a mold problem too.
So like, it's just like awful mothball smell trying to be covered up by like way too much perfume.
I can't breathe in this place.
It is
just
an
hearing
assault
about it.
On the senses.
We took some of our extra money and we split up like the big cabins, our own little cabins made out of it instead.
This waterlogged, moldering Bath and Body Works.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a vermin problem.
That you know of.
And we are one of the best smelling crews out there, regardless.
Notes of sandalwood, vanilla, cardamom,
And ammonia.
I was with it to the end there, bud.
That's where that bootleg perfume comes in.
It's cheaper, what can I say?
Yeah, because I thought mothballs are kind of an ammonia base, aren't they? So yeah, that's our lair. Pretty nondescript and inconspicuous from the outside, and very conspicuous from the inside. But we also have a smuggling compartment in there that will perfectly hide 2 items, no matter if the boat is searched or not.
The majestic sea craft, the perfumed ponce.
You guys definitely named that when it was the 3 of you.
I feel like that was a 2-to-1 vote.
I feel like it's something that someone yelled at Silk as he was running away one night. And y'all were like, wouldn't that be a great funny name for our boat?
Or that is something that someone yelled at you, and you were like, that is the name of my ship. Haha. Fuck you.
And he got back and painted it on the
Your
side.
barbs and arrows mean nothing to me.
Nice boat, you perfumed ponce. Why, thank you, mate. It is a lovely name.
So all aboard the perfumed ponce. Right, so 13 and Pluck.
Kimono collections.
Jesus.
I love how richly designed the interior of this fucking boat is.
What do you think? Should we see if we have any leads around 6 Towers?
Is where Lord Skurlock is.
Yeah, I wanted to at least scope out Skurlock's manor, and then we can, look around. You could do your thing.
If you help me get in close, then we can both be on the prowl for new information.
I happily do so.
Nobody really looks at anyone who's walking around at any point. You have to do an awful lot to gain the attention of the average folk walking around Duskvol. Even at the gate checks across the canals, you guys can just walk across. You're assumed to be, like, coming on for a shift at one of the more up-class establishments in 6 Towers. The neighborhood is decidedly much cleaner and better than the docks. Definitely among the shadier of the locations. How close do you want to get? Just for purposes of what you see.
If I could get to, like, a window or a rooftop or something nearby that would overlook the estates, I do, in my pockets, have a spyglass, and would love to just be able to overlook and see if I can spot any details.
Okay.
So reasonably close to the estate.
So honestly, the estates are pretty far apart, but if you go to the neighboring one, you should have a pretty good view from a spyglass. And unlike the dock and Crow's Foot, these places actually have things like gutters, balconies. You're pretty capable of climbing.
I've done my time as a second-story man.
Exactly. So you're able to get up. Pluck, are you joining him up top, or are you staying closer to the bottom?
Do you want me up there with you, or do you want me down here as lookout?
I suppose it depends.
Like a hand sort of extended down, like,
You can come on up closer together, or if you think you want to stick down there so you're not noticed, I just want to have a little look-see, and then we can start asking questions your way.
Pluck just kind of giggles and takes your hand, ready to come on up.
I just sort of lift her up, help her up onto the roof next to me.
Yeah,
And
she's relatively small. You can get her up with you pretty readily.
all right, make sure to keep your footing up here, and
I'm gonna pull out like a little brass spyglass, and extend it.
I'm going to be a bit focused in on here, so if you could keep an eye out and make sure none of the local bluecoats notice nothing.
Will do.
How would you like to go about?
I am
Making
just
this
with
roll.
my spyglass looking around. I'm going to be surveying the area for any clues as to where or what this thing is held in, like if it's in a already like ready to transport, just to like really get an idea of maybe luck out even and look in a window and see like here's the route we're going to take, or just
Okay.
spy out. I'm also going to be trying to keep real not noticed because, while getting here was fine, a man with a telescope on.
Peeking into his neighbor's house, yeah, there's going to be some questions.
There's going to be some questions.
That's why I'm the lookout.
There you go. Does that mean you are assisting him in taking a stress, or just you are doing your own thing adjacent to him?
I think I would like to take a stress and
Okay.
assist him.
Go for it. So 13's, how is he at surveying?
He's all right at surveying. It's not his best skill.
From 1 to 4, how would you describe him?
Oh, like a 1.
Oh, like a 1.
It's
okay.
not a 0,
Okay.
but it is a 1. I think I'm just going to go with sort of my natural ability.
All right.
And the assistance of Pluck.
Well, come on, Rob. Don't you want to hear out the devil's bargain?
Nope. No, I don't. I'm not Garrett. I got a single 5.
A single 5. All right, so you're not going to get anything as cut and dry as here's a map of our route for this.
Yeah, I figured that was a long shot.
Yep. What you are able to see, though, you are able to get a sense of the time of guard rotations, which is at 15 minutes past every hour, there is a changing of the guard in which all of the entrance points and exit points, all of the common egresses are unguarded for about 5 minutes. What you can also see is that, in fact, the Gutsers are patrolling. You can see their colors.
That's dicks.
But they don't seem to be, like, overly invested in this. Seems like they're actually a little bit skittish about working for this guy, but money's money. What you can also see is that they seem to be prepping both a carriage and a boat.
Okay. What do you think, Pluck? What's the over-under on going by water or going over land?
No sense talking chance before we get more information. With what you saw, it looks like there's gaps, and those gaps might be covered by spirits.
That'd be entirely possible. I know the plan, at least as Weaver was talking about it initially, was to hit them maybe when they were mid-transport. But if it were me, right, I might make a big show of that carriage there with lots of guard, and then I'd try and smuggle it myself quietly in the boat. But I don't know.
We know that the head of the gondoliers is interested somehow. We don't know whether the people trying to move the artifact know that. So that adds some complication to the boat situation.
Some questions then for you to ask your friends.
Sounds like it.
Alright, well, let's get down here from before anyone notices.
Help me down?
Yeah, of course.
And I'm going to scramble down from the roof and, like, cup my hands so she can step down and
Yeah,
get her down.
I would have to assume you guys do this pretty much on the regular. She is probably very accustomed to being given a boost up. You're quite accustomed to boosting.
We're in your business now. We'll follow your lead.
You begin attuning to the ghost field. You can always kind of see, almost in vampire terms, the auras of things rushing around. You can tell that that aura might be a demon, that might be a ghost, that might be a vampire. It's never super clear, there's a lot of murkiness, but you can always tell when there are things there that other people just can't see. If you were to attune, this means that you are sort of focusing in on the area, like you're putting glasses on.
Could you get me just a little bit closer and we can find a little place to sequester ourselves off, and you can watch my back while I take a look around.
Sure, yeah, let me find a place here for us.
And Erika, I would like to make sure that we're not spotted so that she can get close enough to really get a good look into the spirit realm or whatever Son Spyglass like.
Okay. Does this mean you are taking a stress to give her an assist?
I will be assisting her.
Okay.
Then absolutely, as soon as we start getting out a little bit out of the public perception, I have to imagine that my particular fine spirit mask, I saw some fluff about describing what it would be for yourself and how your character might use it. I think that it's something that my character has put together from polished sea glass.
Okay.
I think that she's gotten it piece by piece as her expertise has risen. And she kind of ends up with this kaleidoscope of mostly blues, mostly greens and clear, but just the occasional red bit or the occasional burnished gold piece.
Gotcha.
And she sets that over her face to bring the world into better clarity.
Okay. Is it described on your sheet as a fine spirits mask? I actually can't remember.
It is.
Okay. Then you will get a +1 from that.
Okay. A 4, 2 2s, and a 1.
Basically what that means, again, it's basically the same as Rob's 5. You're not going to get the ideal information, but you will kind of get the thing. And since this is not as part of the heist, the consequences are very minimal. So what you see is that, in fact, there are ghost guards, but they seem to be paired off with the physical guards. Like maybe someone hadn't considered that there was going to be a blank space, more that they were concerned that the guards that were hired might try and make off with it. There are a number of spirits lingering around in the area where the giant goats are kept that are being lashed to the wagon. But there seems to be far fewer than there should be.
It seems like the spirits around here are more assigned to watch the guards, to make sure that, well, they don't need to be guarded. But I take an interest in the fact that the wagon doesn't have so many faces. I almost wonder if there are more there to see the goats.
You're thinking that maybe they are going more towards carriage or more towards the boat?
I would think that if there's fewer faces there than I would expect by the wagon, that they might be going for the boat, for the actual transportation route.
That makes sense.
I think I might have to get a better look around the boat. Not sure.
You can certainly try. I'm not going to have you roll for it again because I want this to be about the story and not the rolls. But you can absolutely go and get different information from that area. What I would like is for either you or Rob, doesn't matter who, one of you roll a single d6.
Rebecca's rolling it.
Yeah, for sure. That was definitely me, of course. Really, yeah.
No.
What number is it?
It was a 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you guys walk, Rebecca, you feel like you see a flash of something in the house, but it's gone too fast for you to think of it as anything more than just a trick of the light. So you do round towards the private dock that Lord Scurlock has, and it is in fact teeming with specters and probably more physical bodies, but the specters seem to be very much waiting. The other ones seemed more interested in how to harness a goat. These ones seem more like they're on the job.
Lots of faces here and faces in focus.
Yeah, so
And while you are looking, one of them makes eye contact with you, Rebecca.
So they're definitely going by boat then, at least for now. We just need to figure out when.
Pluck tries offering the one that made eye contact a smile as if it is casual.
There is no real response from the ghost. It simply looks like it is committing your face to its whatever it passes for memory.
I think we've seen enough, no?
Well, I don't know. We don't really have a timetable yet.
And with that, Pluck accidentally, quote-unquote, steps on 13's foot.
Ow, my foot. No, I get you. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Once they're a bit of a distance away, Pluck mentions, one of my friends on the other side was looking over, checked my face. I think they'll remember me.
Well, nice part is, in a weird way, although I don't know if this affects them or not, but you got that mask on, so You keep that in your pocket and maybe they won't quite notice.
Well, you might as well find out later.
Back for dinner then.
Food sounds delicious.
You guys aren't harassed on your way back.
I am gonna take us in that little, like, you know, when, like, you think you're being followed home, so you take a couple of, like, double backs just to make sure nobody's following us back.
Rebecca, roll a d6.
I got a
Rebecca,
1.
no.
You're fairly convinced someone is following you. Just that cold chill on the back of your neck. Little goosebumps start popping.
Okay.
13,
Yeah.
Alright.
Here's what we're gonna do. There's a couple of back alleys and weird ways to go about here. So, we're gonna try and ditch them. Alright, I don't know where they are. I don't know who they are. Alright, come on, follow me.
And I'm gonna try and use some of, like, the underworld, like, hidey holes and, like, the Lex. And now I'm going to, instead of just passively being like, I'll turn left here. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. Might be nobody, but I don't want to fuck around. And I'm going to try and ditch whoever is following us.
Okay.
Is there, like, a prowl roll, or would that be a...
If you would like to make a prowl roll,
reverse hunting roll? I don't know.
I would say let's go with prowl, because I would say you're prowling away and prowling out of sight.
1.
Okay.
All ones.
Snake eyes.
So, fortunately, there's no critically failing.
Sick.
This is what you do. You are a prowler. You are someone who skulks in the shadows. You are someone who finds the hidden paths and knows where people tend to go. And you are able to know that that knowledge will get you safe. It is unclear if the person following you was lost in the crowd or kept up with you.
I mean, if I know the tricks, other people can know the tricks too. As far as I know, we should be in the clear.
Once you are through Charter Hall, which is the main area between the docks and Six Towers,
Yeah.
the feeling goes away that you are being followed, but you don't know.
I have no idea.
Yep.
I think we lost them. I hope we did.
Time to go home then.
I could go for a hot meal.
All right, and you guys are able to get back further unmolested. So back at the Ponderosa, what's going on?
Perfumed ponce, you mean?
That was it. It was just a mispronunciation.
You said what you said.
I regret nothing.
Cyrus is working on dinner in his cooking robe.
He has a robe for every verb.
I've only seen him use like a dozen. There's hundreds more.
Damiano is relaxing not too far from the kitchen where you're cooking, and he is probably smoking a cigar and keeping Junker company.
So what do you think about this plan? You think we're going to do like an intercept along the way? Would get it before it goes?
I think it'd be good to have a bit of a two-parter. I have the means by which one of us might be able to pose as law enforcement. We require that they stop, hold for an inspection. While discussion happens, the artifact is required from their belongings and we make off.
Pose as a blue coat?
We'd have to make it quick. Remain relatively out of sight in order to avoid an actual blue coat coming along.
You there, scoundrel!
Ooh,
Stop
I
in
like
your steps!
it. Very good.
No, I don't buy it. The words taste bad in my mouth. Sven, how about you?
Hey, yous! Stop it over there!
I buy that more than me.
No, I disagree. What? You see, Junker's role is very specific. The initial plan is never going to succeed at first contact. So Junker, he is our way out. Junker is the means by which we leave, because Junker brings the hammer.
You mean
the
his
event the
sledgehammer?
scalpel does not do. Yes, a sledgehammer.
You want me to put a hole in a house?
Junker, I want you to beat
Oh.
anyone who would stop us from leaving if they intervene.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Alright, so you're thinking that we stop them on like some kind of routine check, distract them while you lot go and just take it from their carriage, or?
Yes.
Seems pretty straightforward.
What if we do some, like, I don't know, construction work and put them in a better place?
Explain.
We get some guys together. We block the street they would normally go on. And so they have to go on smaller street.
A diversion.
Yeah, that's what it's that.
Forcing them onto a smaller route can work, but the men who do this for us must be paid. Junker, if you are volunteering to be the man who rediverts them,
I can yell at some people.
I believe you.
I got official looking paperwork. Nobody read nothing.
Do you have official-looking paper?
No.
I mean, we're going to have to do some kind of diversion because ultimately we do need to know the route they're taking. And if we can plan that out, that's better than letting them take the route they want to take.
So what if Junker redirects them onto a route we can take advantage of? Then you approach as a blue coat. Meanwhile, Pluck and 13 acquire the necessary artifact. I trust the two of them to have a good sense as to what sort of defenses this carriage is going to have, particularly in terms of the supernatural.
I can then swing back around after they pass by.
Exactly. You come in behind them.
Yeah, keep
That
out
way, in
sight.
the event there is a fight, you are already positioned to do what you do.
Bop them over the head.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, bob them.
I had no idea what you said at first. Bop at the head.
Yeah. You get it.
Yes,
got
very good. Vebene, you will bop them.
Yes.
Well, there's only a few bridges over the canal heading to where they're going, right?
This is true.
The night before it's supposed to go, we could do a little bit of low-key vandalism on some of the roads or the bridges.
Well,
So that way some road work has to happen. Maybe causes some traffic jam.
if it goes actual road work, it means that there is going to be traffic when we intend to take the carriage, which could put too many eyes on. If we actually redirect traffic, it may put too many eyes onto the matter. Then there's no point in changing because we aren't actually pulling them away from the stream of travelers.
Well, I'm just saying maybe they'll take the bridge we want them to take. You feel me?
I do, but my concern is that others will also take the bridge we want them to take, and we want them to take that bridge because it will isolate them.
You put traffic in one spot, traffic's going to go to the other spot.
Exactly. Our scouts, they're going to be a bit of a linchpin for this, because without an understanding of the plans that they have in place, anything we do is going to run into unnecessary surprises.
Well, I hope they get back soon. The food's just about ready.
Food smells very good, by the way.
All right, complications. 13 says, just like walking in.
No. You will wait until food is served, 13. Then we will discuss complications.
Oh, we're doing food first? Oh, thank. Yeah,
Please,
perfect.
take your coat off. Make yourself comfortable. You are home.
Would
13.
either of you like a dining robe?
Yes, please.
Is that... Are you serious? You're gonna let me wear your robe?
Of course, there's always a standing invitation for any of you lot to wear one of my robes. Provided it is laundered afterwards.
No, I'm good with my stuff then. 13 unbuttons his coat so you see the lower half of his face for like the first time all day and takes the coat off.
No, Pluck takes amusement in the concept of being fancy for this. Do you have a selection of dining robes?
There is a rack of kimonos and robes and all kinds of lovely floral printed and wild colored robes.
She kind of like skips over and starts running fingertips over the robes, like feeling and hearing the sound that the silk makes and kind of like testing the textures and smiling, like enjoying it. And she picks out kind of more like a sateen fabric. One of your more... It's the kind of pattern that seems to glow in the dark. Something that, like, very much seems bright even in this
I
world.
love that one for you. I wouldn't picked out any other robe.
Watching the whole fucking, like, process of picking out a robe, 13 scowls. He goes, I'll change my mind. Give me one.
And Pluck kind of, like, shimmies into hers and with her posture demands that you kind of help tie her in before she'll help.
He does so pretty dexterously, and it's like, I'm not spending as much time. That one. And just pulls off like a fucking pink robe with like roses all over and is like, yes,
Dashing.
I'm a fancy lad.
Yeah, you can come sit over here with Sven and Damiano. And Sven's there in a like velvet smoking jacket. There's like
Oh
a
my
bunch
God.
of rings.
This is the best night.
I love that home is dress up time.
We've got to have like a low table with like a Ruvian style rug and like
Just pillows everywhere.
Yeah.
A hot meal and fine clothes.
Just a group of struggling thieves.
living on their houseboat amongst all their finery. Yes.
I still don't know why we can never keep coin in this house.
I don't know, but I like the incense.
What a mystery this is. All right, so you guys...
I just feel better.
Fucking meme of like all the hey, somebody help me budget. My family is starving. It's like 800,000 gold silk kimonos.
I'm sorry, your laundry fees alone.
Can't go anywhere to get this laundered. They're savages.
The Tycherosi, they're the only ones who know how to handle this. So yeah, y'all tuck in your Sunday best and...
Not our Sunday best. We're not even trying.
Oh, it's your Tuesday casual.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And you guys tuck into an excellent feast. And, like, there's sort of an understanding when you live at the very bottom rung of society in Duskvol that you are never going to be full. Like, you will always be hungry. The water will always be dirty. Everything is going to taste slightly murky. And for maybe the first time, you guys don't have that feeling. So when you guys eventually make your engagement roll, you're going to get a +1 because you're starting yourselves off whole and in high morale.
This is perfect. Now, I am to understand that there are challenges that lie before us.
It looks, to all intents and purposes, that they're going to be taking one of two potential routes. Although, thanks to Pluck, I think we sort of have more of a handle on which one they're going to take. Still not a perfected timeline of when they're going to go, though, is the issue.
But 13 did catch that there's 15-minute gaps between the guard shifts, and, well, the shifts are aligned between the supernatural and the here.
There's about a 5-minute window where you could just get onto the Lord's estate if we want to hit it early and not en route. Now, once it's en route, I will say they're either going to be going by the canals, which appears to be the most likely.
That's what I'm thinking. I do think that they're going to take the boat because the way that the spirits were looking at it. But one of them caught sight of me, and, well, we had a strange feeling on our way home.
Felt like we were being followed back. Tried to shake him as best we could, but, it's never a guarantee. That being said, they are still going to be sending the carriage out. Seems more likely that it's going to be more of a misdirect.
Maybe we should move the boat then.
I'm unhappy now that I cannot be construction worker.
I mean, we could... Wait, you want to be a construction worker?
You
part
will
of the
be
plan.
destruction worker.
Fair enough.
It will still be fun.
I mean, so that's the question then. Do we want to try and hit them in the canals, maybe when they go under one of the bridges? Or do we want to go after and try and sneak on and hit them while they're still there, before they even know?
Inside the gate, they are going to have superior defenses than they will have once traveling.
Absolutely.
So if we perform this while on their way to the actual canal, I believe that is going to be when they are most vulnerable. If they are going to be most vulnerable during this time, I expect that they will take the most direct route to the canal. Shorten that window as much as possible.
Oh, the Lord has a private launch.
A private launch.
He could just... I mean, the boat's already there.
Where is this private launch on the property?
By the water.
I mean, how easily is it viewed from outside the estate?
I mean, we could see it. It'd sneak a bit close, but like Pluck was saying, there's a dead swarming all over it, right?
Interesting.
Yes. The dead by the wagon seemed more interested in the goats.
Oh, yeah, you said they were also... The ones around the state, Guts is working there, already on, but not really paying as much of attention.
Well, that was you that noticed that.
Well, how
Yeah,
many...
but the ghosts are watching them, you said.
Well, how many members are in the Gutses anyways? I feel like that crew is gigantic.
They didn't seem...
They're constantly hiring on B teams and C teams and this and that.
They didn't seem so enthusiastic.
Well, I wonder if we could pick up one of their fellows at like a drinking house. Maybe see if we can ply them for a little bit of information.
I think maybe you could.
I can definitely help.
If the two of you want to do something like that. I was also wondering, I mean, you're not wrong, they often get up to a bunch of shit. Which means there might be bounties out for one or two of them. So, I don't know. I got some friendly contacts in the bounty hunting community. We could set someone on one or two. If that's what we wanted to do. Might thin the numbers. Or not. I don't know. It might also be a moot point if the Gutses are there to guard a carriage that don't got nothing in it.
And it might warn them. If we're to do this, and we are to strike when the operation is at its most vulnerable, then we need to be very careful about what kind of prior strike we'd want to involve.
A hush falls over the room.
Well, I do happen to have a little bit of trance powder kicking around somewhere.
What now?
I don't know. Well, I best probably shouldn't tell you exactly where I keep my trance powder, but it would be a good way to relax one of the Gutses if we could get them alone somewhere, perhaps at a drinking house or a gambling den. Maybe see if they know anything about this, because really we do need to get more information. There's not enough of us to be chasing two targets. If we had a larger crew, yeah, but with just the limited ones at the table here.
I'm more concerned with the timetable, if I'm being honest.
When is it planning to move?
That's the part we don't know.
Could be now.
I'd be willing to put all my eggs into the fucking boat, but into the boat movement, but it's the when.
So you did notice they were starting to prepare harnesses.
So it's probably tonight.
It's probably tomorrow.
Okay.
They're getting the harnesses ready to put on the goats.
Okay.
Where's the map?
That's the
Start
point then.
Poring over it.
Sometime tomorrow. When? Don't know, but...
So, Weaver, since you are poring over the map, what you'll notice is there are two ways into the canals, if that's the way that's going to go. There is a very narrow entrance that would lead into the inner network and could go any which way. There is also a larger one for a little further south near Night Market that would be a little less dangerous for them because it's a wider canal. The narrow canals that go through the innermost parts of the city are probably better for like pincers, but also more likely to be crowded. You could assume it could go either way.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds that our boat would simply fit along the path that they have to the boat where it is now?
Are you talking about taking the boat that you're on, the Perfumed Ponce,
Yep.
over to Lord Skurlock's?
Yep. Hooking a tow and simply quietly pulling it away in the dead of the night.
It is not improbable. The boats are probably commensurate in size. The issue would be power, both manpower, ghost power, and can your boat tow it? If you want to tinker with your boat, you could probably try and make it powerful enough.
Now what if the Perfumed Ponce dragged up along the side in the dead of the night, hooked a tow to the boat we were taking, and simply quietly dragged it off while we used a distraction to keep these Gutsers busy?
It's not a bad idea, but we do run the risk that they haven't loaded the item on board yet. If I was going to move it, I would keep it in the estate and then move it to the boat the morning of transport.
This is very true. However, if we were to take the boat and get rid of it, it forces them to walk the path and choose the other path.
Well, in that case, we could just scuttle the thing.
And that way we return to the plan that we had initially established.
Better at scuttling than I am at, tinkering.
We could get some demolitions going.
And to be fair, we wouldn't even have to necessarily sink the damn thing. We could just make sure that its rudder is inoperable. If they can't steer it, they're going to be forced to not bother trying to fix it. They're going to have to dry dock it.
And the more we can make the damage seem incidental, the less likely they are going to reinforce security.
I like it.
So, then tonight, after this fine dinner's finished, we must see to it that their boat is useless.
Right. So, we get their boat useless tonight. That leaves us tomorrow when they're scrambling to do but move by carriage. We still have to figure out how to hit that thing en route on the roads.
I have the paperwork by which someone can pose as a blue coat. Manipulate them into posing for inspection. Now, the use of these documents can be spread and pushed to accomplish more than simply making them stop. It is perfectly possible that the blue coat who poses them in their journey asks for them to move aside, out of the way for the inspection and conversation. Once they are drawn into position, 13, Pluck, and Junker, they begin their work acquiring the artifact.
No, we can get it done.
We waylay them by carriage. We have your bluecoats assist us in guiding it to where we want so we can get into a location where you can steal the item. Then, how do we extract ourselves from there without them coming after us?
Well, that depends, I suppose. Are we going loud?
It is my turn. Junker, you have paperwork?
I can get some.
As can I. So therefore, if we can arrange it, it is you and I who are the bluecoat.
Right.
We pull them aside, we pause them, we keep them engaged in conversation, and as we do so, that is when the other 3 strike, collect the artifact after locating it, and slip away. Once we are certain our team has left, we release them so they may continue to travel. We have to be careful exercising authority, because there will come a point where they may simply not accept orders issued to them.
That is a fair point.
Maybe we could get some help from the gondolas for an escape route?
Yes, that would be very good.
Well, if we were to establish our checkpoint on a bridge somewhere, perhaps hopefully a smaller one, not one of the main bridges, one with else less traffic, it'll at least give us only 2 points that they can leave by.
And there is also...
And will give us the canal underneath that we could perhaps... I'm sorry.
What I was going to say is, by doing this, they are going to avoid the risk of being stopped by traffic. So by choosing a small bridge that is along this route, they will do half the work for us.
Sounds good. Who's breaking the boat?
Who wants to break a boat tonight?
Who's good at wrecking?
Sven, I think it's got to be you, mate.
I'm just making sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to need you to make sure that no one really pays attention out there, though.
I
so.
think I have an idea. I could talk to Nerix. She is a lady of the night who knows other ladies of the night. Perhaps I could get a small cadre of distraction to go entertain some of the gutsers out front while the boat is broken.
While you do that, I will keep watch for you, Sven.
Good. I guess I'm taking the small boat for a very long...
I slip you a vial of slumber essence in case someone gets in your way.
I was just about to just drink it.
No.
Chug.
Oh, sure, it's fine when he does it.
It is decidedly not.
Don't drink that.
All right. You get that going. I'm going to go drop our dinghy.
All right, everyone can laugh for a minute because it's funny.
And,
Dinghy.
you know, get that ready and we'll swing out so I can get closer because I don't want to dinghy my way all the way over to the other side of the city.
Your speech pattern is killing me. He's like the grumbler of this iteration.
You're the grumbler of this iteration.
I am.
Leave me and my accent alone.
All right, so who wants to go first? Weaver and Junker or Silk?
I think Silk will go just so I can go talk to my contact Nerix to see if I can hire out some ladies to just go basically inform them that there is a group of mercenaries at work in
The 6 Towers, Lord Skurlock's estate.
Yeah, and that they probably have lots of coin, and if I can get my lady Nerix to agree to encourage some of her girls to go there, I just need to basically just start a little party there at the front gates. They don't even have to get into the estate, just some ladies outside drawing the attention of the gutsers, so that way that they're focused on the front gate and all of these hot ladies instead of a boat they should be watching.
She's probably holed up in Silkshore. It's where a lot of the illicit stuff goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes his name make sense.
Yep. And she will kind of greet you with a roll of the eyes and, oh, this motherfucker.
Nerix, my love. It's been so long.
What you want, bugger?
Well, I do have business to talk about. Before that, I need to tell you about the most lovely woman that I met earlier today.
Oh, someone would have you.
Well,
didn't charge coin.
She did not. In fact, we had a lovely bottle of whiskey on account of my dear friend Weaver. And we had a lovely little date at the back of her shack.
Is that a metaphor?
No, it was... Well, I suppose it is. To be honest, I don't know literary terms that well.
Yeah, that's all right, mate.
Perhaps a simile.
I don't really know. It's just a thing I've heard people say.
But yeah, so I think I might be in love. Although I don't know if that's actually what she looks like or a body she was inhabiting. Either way...
Sound like a complicated thing, mate.
It is, isn't it? Anyhow, Neerix, how are you doing, love? What have you been up to lately?
Oh, people falling in love with me for a night, falling in love with me for life. I was able to get some of that lead face paint and paint out my veins a bit.
Lovely. By the way, do you need someone to do your hair? You're looking like a right mess,
Oh,
love.
it's been a while since you...
Oh, sit down. Let me at least wash your hair.
All right. Take care of them. Take care of the old mop so I can do whatever it is you asking me to do.
He starts setting up to do her hair and give her a whole treatment. Well, while I'm doing this, I'm getting up to a bit of skullduggery. I'm sure you're aware.
This is a shocking development.
Isn't it? But something's got to pay the bills. Well, me and the lads have a bit of business going on, and we could do with a little distraction. I happen to know of a group of mercenaries called the Gutsers, who happen to be working a job over in Six Towers, and I think that their purses are going to be full of coin, and if you know some of your girls who could go that way and just say hello at the front gate. Nothing serious, you don't even have to go into the estate, just draw their eyes towards your behinds, if you know what I mean.
I mean, we got the orphan smugglers the last week. Them bustles gonna turn any man's head.
I was going to say that your bustles are looking quite fine tonight, my love.
Oh, thank you. Alright, so, just girls, or do you want me to send some of the lads too?
I don't know about these guts or the proclivities. Maybe a couple other lads as well.
I'll just send some of my sweet talkers out there. Alright, you're doing my hair, so I'll let it go this time.
Sweetness, you don't have to be that kind. Ask me anything.
Give her a sway roll. And I will offer you a devil's bargain.
The whole crew is like, Garrett, don't you fucking do this. And I'm like, a
hear it
devil's
out.
bargain, let's do it.
Hear it out.
You're gonna fall in love with her too.
Yes.
Regardless
Yes.
of how this turns out.
Yeah,
we're
obviously
in it.
do that. Yeah.
Yep.
We are already intimate, right?
Yeah.
I have a score of 2 in sway. Mm-hmm. So that's 2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
And then
If you took the devil's bargain, you get one more.
I'm intimate with her, so because I am trusting me, I get another dice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will take the devil's bargain, so I'm up to 4 dice.
Okay.
Yeah, I find clothes and jewelry.
Alright, then you
So-
get one more.
Beautiful. And I have a 6.
Alright, you do the thing. She is very happy to go and send some of her people over to distract the Gutsers. She will start shouting random noun names into the house, some flowers, she calls someone named Cattail at one point, and then she, this whole parade of flesh peddlers just walks out and heads down towards their party yacht.
Neerix, may I say that it is so incredibly, jaw-droppingly sexy when you just command the girls around like that.
Well, you should stop by. If you want a little extra coin, I can command you around too, beloved.
Well, no one else is here, right?
Eh?
Gives her a wry smile. We'll cut the black. Good luck with the job, yes. I've got business tonight.
Just out here all on my own,
With my hammer.
rowing my boat.
We're all wrecking rear ends.
Did you want company on the boat ride?
You coming on this boat ride, Weaver?
Worry not, Junker. I will be with you.
That's good. The boat gets lonely when you have to, row it for a while.
That sounds very sad.
You get used to it, but it is part of the smuggler's life.
If you are prepared, we can leave together. You will row, you will disable their vehicle, and I will oversee.
Sounds perfect. Let's do it.
I grab one last little bite of the meal as I get up. I wave to 13 and Pluck. We will return.
You get a big smile, a giggle, and a big wave back.
I imagine the sleeves of the kimono are over her hands, so she's just kind of flopping sleeves as she waves.
Yeah, I take off my smoking jacket. I'm not...
Put on the rowing jacket.
Yeah.
13 gives like a wave and a thumbs up, but his mouth is just still fucking full of food.
You probably got like some like beautiful, just like gorgeous like pea coat that you wear with like a wool like turtleneck and like.
I have a great coat that is also great.
It's a great coat.
It's a great coat. So I'm planning to, once we've gotten the perforin ponds within a reasonable distance, but still kind of out of sight because everything's dark, I will then take the dinghy, the weaver, and we will muffle the oars, and we will row our way towards their boat so that I can wreck their rudder.
You've rowed this boat several times. It's almost always exclusively you who rows the boat unless you're badly injured.
Yeah, but I can do this one-handed.
Yeah, but if your both hands are out or your spine is fucked up.
Oh, no.
I can do this one-handed, and it's a rowboat. It just goes in circles when you do it one-handed.
You switch sides! It's a canoe now.
Just hustling back and forth to either side of the rowboat. Man, use both oars.
You're just small. You can do both
Frankly,
sides.
this is fascinating.
Just be bigger.
Yeah, you can pretty much get the dinghy wherever you need it to go. Are you taking the bigger canals or sticking to side streets?
Probably bigger canals. I want to mix in with the regular traffic and be out there, and it'd be less noticeable. And then the dinghy itself should just come across. It's dark and everything, so I'm hoping that'll cover our approach as much as possible.
Yeah. Unsurprisingly, it's fucking dark.
That's the name of this game.
Pretty much.
It's very spooky.
Very. So you do manage to get the dinghy around to Lord Skurlock's estate. There are definitely... You pass estates with private dockings. Ostentatious, but honestly, no one's really paying attention. There's no reason to. No one's going to come up and steal a boat if they don't already have a boat. And by the time they see them, it's going to be too late for them to get away. That's the thinking of...
Right. You don't pay attention to the docks because you're going to see any kind of big boat come by.
Yeah, stuff doesn't happen fast on the water.
Right.
You're going to have time to respond. That being said, you don't seem to be noticed.
That's what I like to hear.
It has a little bit of an outcropping where the boat can be pulled into like a shed, but in the water.
Stealth dinghy.
Thanks for that.
Back at the fucking hideout, but I hope he's not doing the singing thing on the stealth mission. He does it every time.
Stealth dinghy.
You guys proceed singing about the stealth dinghy, which for some reason seems to help with the stealthiness.
It's very quiet.
And you're able to pull up alongside like the dinghy shed. So you are able to pull up alongside it pretty much unseen.
Great. All right, Weaver. You're going to have to hold the boat straight while I have to kind of saw this rudder in such a way that it'll break as soon as I use it.
And you brought the saw?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I will wait in the stealth dinghy.
So you got to make sure it doesn't move while I do the sawing.
Of course.
There we go. Because we have to do this in the boat.
Well, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for trouble.
Fantastic.
Are you assisting Junker in his deconstruction efforts?
I am, and I'm going to do it by helping keep the boat steady.
Okay.
And I will again, for the second and final time, use foresight to give him a die without causing any stress to myself.
Okie dokie.
And in addition to that, I'm going to be kind of on the lookout, using my survey to make sure there aren't any sudden surprises. 3 is the highest.
Okay. So currently you're not seeing anything, but it's dark.
Okay. I figure people looking who are like running security might have some sort of a lantern, so I'm kind of just keeping an eye out for like lights. There's supposedly a ton of ghosts here. Not a damn thing I can do about that, so I'm just going to hang out.
In general, if they're taking an interest in you, the hair on the back of your neck will stand up, but there's nothing really, again, you can do about it.
Right.
You haven't sensed anything like that.
Using a combination of like oil and the saw, I'm going to start very slowly and carefully doing this process, which is going to take me forever.
What, to quietly
We
saw
saw
through
some-
the rudder of a boat
Yes.
on another boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to push myself.
Okie dokie.
That makes sense.
And you have a die from me.
Yep. That's not good.
Would
Did you say that's phenomenally good? Because that's what I needed you to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Would perhaps there be a bonus if there are girls of the night distracting people and like causing ruckus out front? Would that be an extra die?
Not for this,
Okay.
but it will make the fact that there are people around less likely to happen upon them. All right, and I'm going to make this a 4-piece clock, and you have gotten, what was your highest?
A 2.
Okay, so we're going to fill in 1 pie slice for that. All right, you have 3 more pie slices you need to fill in. Lex, you can see lanterns bobbing in the distance, but you also hear a lot of people talking with voices not towards the dock.
Okay. I'm basically going to listen for when someone's like, hey, what's that? Or something like that.
Come on, dice. That's a 6.
Excellent. So we're going to fill in 2 pie slices for that one. Despite the boat wiggling a little bit, despite the fact that you hear people, maybe that spurs you on a little bit, and you are able to really put your elbow in it.
It's taking so much time. So tiring. So unsteady. 5.
That would fill in 2 pie slices, but you only have 1 more to go. So you have completely filled the Sven saws the rudder clock. The boat is sufficiently sabotaged. If it goes anywhere, it's not going to be able to steer. They're either going to have to come up with an alternate way of steering the boat or an alternate way of moving.
Weaver, row the boat. My arm is very tired.
Oh, no. I kind of pat you on the back.
I spent
did.
45 minutes sawing a boat.
You
It's
did
been a while.
a very good job.
I knows.
Now, let's take a little break so that you can row us back.
Just gonna take that potion you gave me. No.
Oh, good night.
That is too many. Give me the potion back.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Alright. It's like rubs his arms for like a minute. Alright, let's go.
I like pat you on the shoulders and make sure you're all warm.
Thanks. I guess I started rowing us out.
Very good. Take us back.
No.
Yes, Sven, take us back.
Stealth dinghy!
Remember, stealth dinghy.
I know. I keep my voice down and we get ourselves out of here.
As you're rowing, you come around the side of the mangled boat, and you do see where the commotion was coming from. There are, in fact, a number of hookers in front of the estate chatting up the gutsers. They are sufficiently distracted and do not see you. One of you roll a fortune die.
I gotcha.
Do the thing, Garrett.
A 6.
As you go around the curve, you see that you just barely missed a stable boy coming around, and he would have spotted you had you not gotten away when you did.
I really didn't want to kill the stable boy tonight.
And that is why you had the potion.
Oh,
Not for drinking, but for not killing stable boys.
let's see. Unclear.
It was very clear.
It's not a very clear potion.
Instructions unclear. Drank the sleeping potion.
Row.
Killed the stable boy.
I'm just being difficult.
Row. Row. Stealth.
Stealth
boat.
thingy.
Stealth dinghy, go.
All right, so away team returns. Silk may be walking a little funny. Junker might be rowing a little bit funny. But you all get back.
What happened to you two? Did you get in a fight?
And the rudder lost, yes.
Ah, good. That's good. What about you, mate?
My dearest friends, I have lovely news. I have fallen in love.
Oh, no.
Nah. Okay, yeah, we were there earlier.
No. At Neerix's, at the flesh purveyors over on Silkshore.
Next time I send 13.
You did it twice in one day.
We don't want 13 falling in love with them.
4 times, actually.
No, I meant I was clearly talking about the act of falling in love.
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose so, but I am what you would like to call a font of love, a multifaceted jewel.
Is that why our
Capable of
laundry bill is
catching-
so high?
What's
Yeah.
that?
It is, yes.
I think there's been 5 times this month.
But twice with Neerix. See, we always have a falling out, but then we fall back in love. I just can't stay away from that woman.
It's the push and the pull.
No, I think that's what they call an addiction, mate.
What?
Yeah, never mind. It's done, right? The boat's done.
The boat is done.
I believe everything is done for the night.
And you didn't yell stealth dinghy when we were in the quiets of the canal?
I never once yelled stealth thingy.
It wasn't even part of the plan to avoid yelling it. So
Just...
I
I
just
had
sung
no
it.
sense in worrying.
I just sung it quietly.
You did sing it quiet.
improvements. All right. Well, so that means they're out of taking the boat. It's not going to work, so they're going to have to take the carriage.
Another opportunity to fall in love and make money tomorrow.
I think she gets it, yeah.
Pluck gets it.
I really think she... Look at the face.
Incorrigible.
That was sarcasm.
I don't think so, mate.
I think it was half sarcasm.
I mean,
the money
look at
thing
Silk.
is for
Look
real.
at how happy he is. Why would you deny him this?
I mean, so long as you're happy, mate.
I'm incredibly happy.
I just...
Could I borrow a bit of the down payment just for,
Not till the job is done.
Alright.
This is
Hold
a
on.
discussion that's been had before.
What do you need it for?
I was just thinking about perhaps getting a massage.
Take Junker with you.
Are we indulging in some money?
We are not.
What? Well, they get to.
I am investing in our men.
What? Invest in me.
Nah.
Sad dinghy.
I would get more enjoyment out of it if it was a full-on boys' night.
Can we do boys' night?
Jack, how much coin do we have? I will not half-ass it.
I think we spent like
2.
2 gold. So we got 8 gold to go, guys.
It's enough, let's go.
Maybe we should
After
save 2
boys'
just in-
night, we get to work.
So we spend 5. We spend 5. 1 gold each.
Fine.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I love this. Proof as to why we can't fucking get ahead.
All right, everyone in your boys' night clothes.
After this, no more spending until we are finished with the mission.
That absolutely makes sense. It just feels like we had a nice hot meal together. So, rounding it out with a boys' night, which we haven't had in a while.
You are spoiled brats. But let's go.
What are you doing for boys' night?
Whatever I want.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, y'all head out to Singer's bathhouse. You guys can remove whatever stress you've accumulated for
Well, I've only
today.
got one. I think most of us.
All right, as long as Garrett will take a devil's bargain and he will fall in love with his masseur.
Yeah, alright, let's do it.
I just got to find me a little bit of
Nose candy?
I was going to say scented delights.
They've got him there. They can hook you up.
Yeah, we stopped by other places on the way to the bathhouse, too.
Yeah.
And then we can go hang out at the casino for
Rebecca,
Weaver.
you get massaged by tentacles to satisfy your vice, which is weird.
They put like eels on
What
her
the
back.
fuck is that?
Oh, thank God, you're seeing that too. I thought that was just me.
Have you never tried it?
Look, I'll try anything once, but like,
Then
no,
don't be a
haven't-
coward.
haven't done that one.
No. 13? Be a coward. What the fuck is that?
It's a different kind of sensation.
Right.
You can probably go find some staff people to gamble with.
I'm gonna get blacked the fuck out. You want to do that too, so I don't have to think about that no more?
No, don't. That's it. New rule.
You were in
I do
the-
not know what any of you
It-
do for fun anymore.
Right, this is not okay. You cannot be doing something with tentacles and not offer to me.
See, at least
I
someone
want
here-
whatever that's going on there. I want on my back. Masseuse.
You can get that as long as you fall in love with the tentacles.
That's when you said a devil's bargain about falling in love with the masseur. That's what we're talking about. I have a new kink.
Yep. This
And
wasn't
that's
where
what
I
happens.
planned on, but that's where we wound up. Thanks,
See?
guys.
Weaver, you were in the church. You don't get to judge this.
I'm
I
starting.
was. And I will judge who I damn please.
I'm starting to remember why we only do boys' night once in a while.
It's perfectly fine.
No judgments here. This is a judgment-free zone.
I know. I just.
I'll be outside
You just don't have to do it.
judging. No, it's okay. I enjoy it.
He
Boys
enjoys
night.
the judging. Right. Nice.
That's what he
I
enjoys.
think these are lampreys.
Wow.
Way too much slime. That's a hagfish, mate.
Weaver, roll a fortune die.
I don't want to see this anymore either. I was gonna go out with him.
The slime helps.
3.
You lose your money. No, gambling.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
You gamble it away.
4 store.
If it had been a 1, I was going to have you not have boots anymore, but...
Or lose additional money from our coin.
Yeah.
We only spent 5. Guys, we are tapped out.
He's gonna stumble outside, stare straight through you, and be like, "Tomorrow our fortune changes when regards to money, mate. Then it's gonna be
Finally.
boys' night every night."
This life is a pauper's beneath us.
You guys have all worked to make sure that the plan is good to go. So it is time for the engagement roll. So the engagement roll, when getting ready for a heist, there's a couple things that need to be decided. You guys need to choose your loadout. A light load is 1 to 3. You're faster, less conspicuous, you blend in with citizens. Normal, 4 to 5. You look like a scoundrel, ready for trouble, but most people in Duskvol do. Heavy, 6 load. You're slower. You look like you're out to do crime, specifically. Junker comes by his name honestly because he can haul a lot more junk.
In addition, there are things in the item category that seem to be italicized, which would mean we can have them regardless.
Yes,
So those ones
they
don't
do
count?
not count towards your load.
It does sound like we'd had effectively 2 teams, right? We had the team for distraction and we had the team for acquisition. So I think that's probably going to affect the way that we choose our stuff.
Absolutely. Who's doing what, guys?
I'm looking at my sheet and I'm considering taking on normal. Do you think that suits the objective? Because, and we don't have to choose these things ahead of time.
You do not need to go through and choose the specific weapons or loadout at the moment.
You just have to choose.
You
your
just
level.
have to choose your loadout.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What you can also do is if you say, you choose a light loadout and you get in the middle of the job and you find that you really need this other piece of equipment that's going to put you over, you could do a flashback and take stress where you decided to bring a bag.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a normal loadout.
Me
Yeah.
too, normal.
Weaver is going to take a 3-point loadout. Go light. I'm not actually looking to try to look like a scoundrel. I'm trying to look like a person of authority in the area.
Gotcha.
A lot of my plan is actually built around backing up our social guy.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that I don't need to pull guns or anything like that to pull this off.
Silka's definitely going to go with a light load. I don't think he likes carrying more than he needs to.
So the goal of this heist, is it assault, which is doing violence to a target, deception, luring, tricking, or manipulating, stealth, which is trespassing unseen, occult, engaging a supernatural power, social, which is negotiate, bargain, or persuade, or transport, carry cargo or people through danger. And this is the overall goal of the mission, not the tactics used within it. Determining whether this is a successful mission or a failure.
Stealth, I think.
Well, it doesn't really matter for stealthy if we get the item, though.
I think it's either deception or transport.
My thought is transport.
It sounds like transport because
Because
we're trying to get goods from one place to another. We
you
just
are-
don't happen to have those goods yet.
Yeah, you are intercepting goods to get them to a place.
Yeah.
Which, and if that doesn't happen, it's pretty much for naught.
I am very inclined to
You're
agree.
right.
Yeah, if all the nuances fail and you have to fly by the seat of your pants and you still end up
Transport it is.
Yeah,
With the thing
it's-
in hand.
with the
then-
thing in the bright hands, yeah. So for the engagement roll, you need to determine who's going to be making the roll. This is just, I'm not doing it for you because I don't want that level of responsibility and blame. You will start with a base fortune roll, and then there is a checklist. It is not contingent on anyone's skills.
Well, everyone knows my dice are always famously lucky, so I'm going to roll the fortune
Because
roll.
they might have been doing
Okay,
terrible.
so-
Good
this game.
God.
Hold on, don't roll anything yet. I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you how many dice you actually get. You're going to get 1 from just raw luck. So the list of ones that you get major advantages from. The operation is particularly bold or daring.
This feels correct.
Yep,
Yeah, I
that
think
feels
we've
correct
got
to me.
chutzpah.
The plan's detail exposes a vulnerability of the target.
I think we made that vulnerability.
we created a vulnerability.
Yep, I would say that applies.
Okay.
Your friends and contacts provide aid or insight.
We got the initial layout of where they're going to be going and stuff. The initial information from.
And we also, the canal workers are helping us potentially, right? So that would count.
It would count.
Cool.
All right. The target is a lower tier. No.
No,
Oh
no,
my,
they are not.
No, you do not get one from that one.
Wait, what?
The target that you are stealing from is not less powerful than your gang. They are more powerful than your gang.
But what if we have enough chutzpah that we think we're more powerful than them through delusion?
Then you're dumb.
Fair enough. I rescinded my question.
Wait, we're dumb?
No.
I've never had an intimate
All right.
relationship with Lord Skurlock, right?
I think you'd remember. Or maybe you
Or
wouldn't.
the Dimmer sisters?
Probably not, no.
Okay, then I won't get a dice then.
They don't leave their house terribly often. Now that you've got this fistful of dice, we're going to go over the disadvantages, which will take away a die for each one of these that
Ooh,
applies.
isn't that great?
Operation is overly complex and contingent on many factors.
No, not really.
I don't know. I feel like that's up to you, Erika.
Yeah.
There's a case to be made either way.
There's a case to be made, but I'm a fan of you guys, and
I feel it is perfect.
and Weaver thinks it's
we
perfect.
have done
so
just enough.
so no, you're not going to lose one from that.
Yeah, I don't think it's over. I mean, honestly, it's
Smash the boat,
it's
jump them on
grabbing
the
somebody
road.
en route somewhere that we've planned out, potentially use some deception, but like that's not
fair.
like
That's fair.
that's not super complicated.
And our fallback is hit him hard.
Our fallback is get them, so yeah, that's fair.
Fallback is Tim action sequence.
Yep. Stealth dinghy. Target is strong against this approach.
That's up to you, man. We don't know.
You guys have made it so that they're not using their strongest approach.
All right.
So
So we're okay.
enemies or rivals are interfering in this operation. By definition, yeah, you're trying to play keep away with a MacGuffin.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's a MacGuffin, and you've said there's like 4 factions after it.
And
That
two of
Yeah.
them don't like us.
so we're losing a die for
yep,
that
so
one.
take one out of the pool for that.
Fucking gutsers.
The target is a higher tier. Yes, take one away for that. So how many does that leave you with?
2.
Okay. What I will say, and this was going to be whatever you guys wound up with, you will gain 1d6 for each of the side scenes you did to prep for this.
Oh, okay.
So 3 more d6s.
Sick.
I believe in rewarding roleplay.
All right. I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 6.
Sweet. All right.
We got a 6.
You got in a 6. You are in a controlled position to start the heist, which means, basically things are okay. It's high stress, but it's okay. So tell me what each of you are doing to start this out.
Remind me of what the teams were again.
This side is acquisition. That side is...
And for an audio medium, what are this side and that side?
Nope. They're going to have to guess.
Right, so myself, Silk, and the lovely
Weaver.
Damiano Villanova, a.k.a. Weaver, we will be purporting ourselves as Blue Cloaks. Is that what they're called?
Blue coats.
Blue Coats. And we will stop, interrogate, distract this transport of the Reliquii Soulless, while the 3 of you lot give the old smash and grab. Maybe you're a little bit quiet. Maybe, I don't know, do a little bit of a break-in from underneath. Sneak into the carriage, grab that thing, whatever it is. Don't really know. Reliquii Soulless? Reliquii?
I mean, what it is sounds pretty obvious by the name.
Reliquii?
Right?
So it sounds like something that Pluck might do to prepare for this is to scout the area that they intend to stop the carriage in and find somewhere that she can hide herself that she believes would provide some cover to approach the carriage.
That sounds like a very Pluck plan.
The distraction squad, as the Bluecoats, was sort of going to set up a checkpoint somewhere where, in theory, this thing is going to stop, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, assuming there's some sort of, I don't know, sewer grating or something under where they would stop them at the checkpoint.
You just said underwear.
I'm going to be under their underwear.
Wow.
Waiting to come out.
I'm sorry, underwear?
Yeah.
Right.
Waiting to pop out sort of underneath. Very similar, but from a different angle from what Pluck was planning. So I can just be lying in wait to make my way inside from underneath.
All right, where's your bird?
He, 14, is going to be...
Good.
14 is going to be up on a lamppost, like any other bird.
Mm-hmm.
And in theory, he'll be calling out for me at the time when people aren't quite looking. And
Okay.
it's the right time to strike.
All right. Very good.
And I'll be with 13 to provide both muscle and acumen.
Which is good, because we went on one of these before, and you didn't come with me, and then I needed a boost, and the whole job went to shit.
He's very short.
Give me a boost.
Tiny little man.
I'm regular sized.
I'm a regular 5'3".
I'm a regular man. My mum said I was tall for the family. Just because you're a giant at 5'9".
Look, tiny baby people don't get to talk to me like that.
I'm a grown man.
We'll see.
All right, everybody calm down. Mostly talking to myself.
Yeah, Erika.
I know what I'm about.
Weaver is going to be helping to direct traffic. So once our target draws close,
Hold on, back it up. No. He's going to be sitting down so I can make him up to look like a proper
I
blue
will
cloak.
be managing our friend's work as he directs traffic.
No. We
And
have to get
when-
in disguise, mate.
No, we will already be in
Also,
disguise.
you need a background story. We're not going to believe some cop that sound like me and you.
I'm going to talk. Silk is going to not. It occurs to me they may try to fuck them.
I'm thinking about an accent like this. Does that sound all right?
That sounds stupid. No one sounds like that in this city.
Only the
We're
people in
just
Northern
two
Ireland.
old blue coats here to stop you lot.
Yeah, that's closer.
Oi, crikey. No, I can't do that.
No, you
I'm going
have
to be
lean in.
speaking
Lean
how I
in.
speak. I'm not doing that, Silk.
I want to hear a double accent out of Lex.
Silk.
Also, I'm thinking maybe an eye patch for you.
It may be too much. We need these people's trust.
Speaking of which, I am going to use a fine disguise kit to make us look like blue cloaks.
All right, it is successful. It is
I will absolutely be taking an eye patch.
okay. In the, I guess the light of the morning, if we're gonna call it that, the carriage, flanked by gutsers, and for anyone looking, ghosts, starts to depart from Lord Skurlock's estate. They don't seem to be going too fast. The goats don't seem particularly distressed. They seem to be going through the larger streets, kind of banking on the idea that they want as much room to be able to move through and keep people away as possible. Plus, the goats are humongous. They're like Clydesdales, and they may get a little skittish in narrower streetways. So they are going to start going down the wider paths. Where are you guys setting up? At an intersection, at a bridge, at...
If this is viable on the path, we are going to wait for them at an intersection that would allow us to direct them to a bridge.
Okay.
And then it is as they make their approach to the bridge that our other team is going to waylay them.
That's very easy to make happen. It's a canal city. There are bridges everywhere.
Yeah.
So as they approach this intersection, the carriage driver seems to lean over his shoulder and call back, and seems to be waiting for directions from the crew as to whether he stops for this or whether he just keeps going.
I give Silk the nod. Just talk them down. Slow them.
As part of disguise, I'm imagining Silk has a whistle.
Okay.
So he'll start kind of blowing the whistle aggressively at them and kind of motioning towards the bridge, angrily and furiously.
What the fuck, mate? What's going on?
He pulls the whistle out of his mouth and comes stamping over to the driver. I'm sorry, what? Did you just swear at me? I don't take lip from the likes of you. Over here now!
Do you want the goats to stampede?
Stampede now, can you control your goats?
Not if you keep whistling and yelling.
Do you see the blue coat?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're not blind then? Did you see me motioning towards that bridge?
Yes, sir.
Do you want a ticket, mate? The answer's yes or no.
He seems to be very overwhelmed.
I call out, if they keep dragging, you ticket them now.
Right, bridge or I'll get this written up. He pulls out a pad and starts, licking his thumb.
He looks over at the gutsers guys, what do we do? We had orders not to stop. And so the gutsers start to advance on the blue coats.
Starts to advance on the two of us?
Yep.
Oh boy.
You can try and talk them down. That's That's a thing you can do.
I call it, let's go! And I'm going to attempt to give you a bonus, basically implying that if they want a quick way through the problem that is us, best to just go around.
Honestly, it depends on how you want to go about this. Do you want to intimidate them into complying? Do you want to sway them with sweet talk?
All right. Seeing that there is a group of them and understanding my own capabilities in a fight, Silk will wave off Weaver and kind of like tell him to back it up. You know, glance back and forth and kind of like sidle up towards the driver that I've been trying to be a little bit aggressive with.
He kind of gets a little weary.
Whoa, look, mate. We've got a whole mess down that road there. I've got the commissioner just bossing us around. It's an absolute shit show today. If you can just get along on that bridge, you'll be out of my hair. Won't be any none the wiser.
No ticket?
No ticket. What? Look, they're just really breathing down our necks. I don't know what's going on with this whole intersection down the way, but they've got a mess. I think that we had a whole trolley of manure dropped down or something like that. Smells like shit. They got half the department down there sweeping things up.
In this city, how can you tell, man?
Believe me, this is awful.
All right, make your roll.
That is 2 6s.
Ooh. All right.
Hey.
So the driver's just like, man, I get it. Thank you. I'm sure they will be much happier having this arrive here without shit all over it. Sorry for the trouble. We'll just be on our way. And the gutsers, like, begrudgingly be like, thanks, blah, blah, blah. He
nods to a lot of them and then starts blowing his whistle and towards the next person in line.
They make their way across the bridge onto the next
The stupid fucking
way
gutsers.
station.
I knew it'd work.
So while they are doing that, and everyone, actually specifically when the gutsers start going over to talk to those two,
Junker, give me a boost.
Yeah, I help him out.
and it is my intention to come sort of like from a manhole cover or whatever underneath, and I have brought burglary gear,
Excellent.
assuming that we're going to open it up. I'm going to try and get into the
undercarriage?
Under the carriage.
Okay.
I know that Pluck is out there hidden for either a different angle or to help cover the escape, or if I fuck up real bad.
Or distract any ghost that
Or-
might be there.
Specifically that she should hopefully be looking out for the ghosts that I can't really do shit about.
So before you do that,
Yes.
Pluck, are you on Ghost Overwatch?
I am. So one of the things that I've done to prepare for the scenario is I have in fact brought the Fine Spirit Mask.
Excellent.
From my position, effectively, like 13 said, I'm ready to follow up.
Okay.
If the cart were to pass me, I would engage. There's all sorts of things that could happen, but certainly as the cart is approaching, part of my primary duty is lookout.
So go ahead and make your attune roll, and I will tell you what is going on in the ghost field. You can push yourself, or you can attempt a devil's bargain.
Well, let's hear out a devil's bargain.
Regardless of how it turns out, the same ghost from the other night sees you.
Yeah, I want to push myself. Let's
Okay.
get a little bit stressed out instead.
Okay.
I have a 6 and 2 5s.
All right, you're good. The underside of the carriage looks like that might be the one place nobody has bothered to station anyone. That may have been why they wanted to take it on a boat, because there's a lot less to worry about there. There are ghosts posted up, 2 on each long side, 1 at the front, 1 at the rear of the wagon.
Pluck signals over to whoever can see her best of the 2 that are positioned and conveys that indeed the underside of the carriage has the least coverage. She shares the rest of it, a series of motions, and she remains in position in case, especially the ghosts need to be handled, but really any aspect of it.
You are in a good position to be able to intercede if something happens, but so far the ghosts have not noticed anybody. They susurrate a little bit amongst each other just while they're stopped, whatever ghost tongue they're speaking amongst themselves.
I figure I'm a little ahead of Junker and 13, so that, like I said, if I need to get involved, I will.
Burglarizing.
Burglating. She is able to relay to you the position of the ghosts, that there is nothing specifically watching the underside of the carriage. That would be a good time to strike. Not going past the wheels or anything like that would probably be the better choice.
Just staying under here and out of sight as much as possible. Maybe like pushing up a board or something to get in from the underside.
Yep.
Ready, Junker, let's do this.
All right.
I'm going to use my burglar's tools and what do you want, like a prowl to try and not do this without getting noticed?
I would take either prowl or tinker, because you are trying to get into it.
Well, I'm good at prowl and not at tinker.
Then you can go ahead and prowl.
The only other way I could do this is by wreck.
Yeah, let's do prowl.
Wreck is backup.
It 100% is. There's a reason you're down here. If I fuck this up, we're going to literally smash for a smash and grab. I am going to push myself.
Okay.
I'll be helping him out, so
Okay. So
I'll take a stress.
Junker takes a stress, and
I take 2,
you sure do.
and that gives me a 5 pool.
Yep.
That is a 6.
All right. Perfect. So you are able to carefully, easily, like you guys have done this a million times, he is able to boost you up into position to break a couple boards out to be able to get into the wagon. Once you are inside the wagon, there is one guy sitting inside the wagon.
Oh,
Just for
I don't know why that takes me off guard.
just for my curiosity, were you guys kind of like laying in a ditch? Like I'm more
I
of a
assume
mental
because there's so
picture.
many canals and stuff. And Erika, correct me if I'm getting the architecture wrong. I literally assume that we're like peeking out of a manhole cover
Yeah.
like the fucking Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, basically it's a series of like drainage canals that just in storms and such, or high, wave crests,
For sure.
just washes the water back out.
Silk smells great, and we don't after a job.
Well, if Silk helps you out with his fine disguise kit, he probably can get you smelling a little less like ass. But yeah,
Actually, I think my fine disguise kit includes dirt, so I don't smell so nice.
oh,
Fair enough.
that makes sense.
I kind of
All right.
meant back at the boat, but yes.
This is going to be just a straight fortune roll, which is one single die to see whether he notices you or not.
Yeah, that feels fair.
That
This is the
being
inside of
said-
fucking
I will allow you a D6 for every stress that you take, up to 4.
Oh, I feel like I want to go. So here's the real question: do I want to go fucking whole hog, or do I want to fuck this up immediately?
You are just
in.
starting this mission, is what I will say.
I know.
But I am also a big fan of seeing what the hell you guys do.
I think I'm gonna split the difference, and I'm gonna take 2 stress.
Okay, so you will have a 3-die fortune pool.
Hey.
That is 1 6.
That's all you need. So he happens to be like, there are some like grated, barred window slits, I guess. He is peeking out to see what the holdup is. So he does not see you as you make your entrance into the wagon.
I could probably take care of this guy. I have an unusual weapon.
Hey man, if you want to fucking take care of this guy, go nuts.
Yeah, I'm
You and I are an oiled machine. Let's
Yes.
do it.
So as soon as you signal, I could you get out of the way. I climb in and just hit him with a blackjack, right in the back of the head.
And that's a night stick.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
It's like nickels in a sock.
All right.
We're not that wealthy. It's pennies.
It's rocks. Let's be real. You spent all your money on kimonos.
And socks.
Yeah.
It's a really nice sock.
Or actually, on the flip side, it's actually it's filled with quarters. The reason we can't keep money is all the kimonos and our blackjacks are filled with like expensive coins.
Luxury.
I keep telling Junker we could use rocks. He's like, no, they don't hit the same.
No, premium leather filled with the best platinum we can find.
None of that shitty platinum.
Hand stitching. Unfortunately, it's not fine, so it's a used model. I'm gonna push myself on this.
See, we're pushing ourselves rather than waiting for the devil's bargains during the actual heist. This
Erika,
is good.
we're all scared of you.
You should be. That's reasonable.
So I will help him for like right at the moment where he's going like we've done a dozen times before. Right at the moment when he's about to strike, I will deliberately like put myself a little bit in the field of view just to distract him so that he goes, huh, and gives him the right angle.
Okay.
Hit.
Come on, dice. All right, that's a 6 and a 5.
Hey.
All right. Perfect. This poor bastard thought he drew the easy straw. He was in the least amount of harm possible. So he's been peeking out and being like, what the fuck is going on out there? And all of a sudden there's this dude with a super high collar, and he just going, hey mate, how's your day?
Hello.
What the fuck? And there's nothing after that.
It's a really easy job for him now, and now he takes a nap.
Yep. He kind of slumps to the ground. He's making some weird noises, but he's still alive. His body just is doing weird stuff because it all of a sudden is asleep now and didn't remember how it got there.
I give 13 a nod, and I take him back down, and I put him in manacles and chains that I have, and so that he can grab whatever we need from inside.
Where does he get these wonderful toys?
Just takes it out of this like back pocket, like.
He does it so quietly too.
They've got like pneumatic locks on them, and they're
hand carved.
Okay, stop admiring your handiwork. Help me with this.
so kind of like tucked up against where the driver's back is on the other side. There's this single bread box chest. They hadn't planned on anyone getting far enough to actually get in, so they don't have like decoy chests like you've seen in past heists, but
We don't have to rummage.
you don't have to
Thankfully.
rummage. It's right there. Yeah, you guys can like jump out of the wagon and you can secure it.
I was thinking that we just go back down through the hole and leave.
Back into the hole.
Yeah.
Run out the back going, woo, 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 woo.
Piss off, ghosts.
Pluck.
Yes.
While this is happening, you see some general commotion among the ghosts. Their whispering becomes a little louder. They look a little urgent, and like they themselves aren't quite sure what to do. Junker, make me one fortune die roll, unless I will give you the same deal as Rob. This is to see.
I will take a single stress because I'm starting to get pretty high.
Yeah,
up
me
there.
too, pal.
No, we'll make it two.
Okay.
Don't worry. If we just find some nose candy, I'll be fine.
I need to go get more clothes. A 4.
Okay. So not terrible, but Junker,
Yes.
I'm going to need you to make a resolve roll as a ghost inside the wagon attempts to worm its way into you.
Does a spirit bane charm help me?
Yes, it does. A Spirit Bane Charm is a small arcane trinket that ghosts prefer to avoid. So, what I will say is that will give you an extra die to resist this. All right, are you pushing yourself?
No.
You can take the devil's bargain that the ghosts, you may be able to resist this, but it will generate heat from the ghosts talking through whispers in the city.
Yes, sure.
Okay. You're going to take a heat for that.
Bargain took.
Okay.
A 6.
Hooray!
Long-term consequences, who cares?
Fuck off, ghost.
I gotta pay for that Monday?
So
I'll
the
have no money by then, no worries.
not the way you guys spend it. So the ghost attempts to jump inside you, but it just kind of like bounces off of you. Just Junker's sheer nope energy. You can barely make out the outline now that you've felt it throw itself against you. There is sort of a whoosh as it hisses at you, and it flies out the window of the wagon.
We got to go.
I'm already going. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, boost me down.
I just throw him down.
No one tosses a dwarf.
Thanks, mate. I'm normal people sized.
No problem, baby man.
Don't call me baby. How many times do I gotta tell you that?
All right, are you replacing the boards?
I'm gonna try.
Okay. Fortune, stress. Go ahead.
Can I make a normal roll for this?
Sure, you could use Tinker. You
Fuck.
could use... Because this is... I'm going to say it's breaking out, which is a different skill set than breaking in.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Do you even have
I mean,
any
she
tinker?
wants Tinker, but you can use any skill.
just
Just
makes
it might,
It's just going to...
it's gonna complicate things.
Nope, I'm gonna try my best. Worst comes to worst is
All
I
right,
just
love that
like,
for
it
you.
doesn't work. And they're like, hey, wait a minute, a board fell out. A 5.
All right. So, you're able to get the boards jimmied back into place as the wagon starts to roll away.
I don't know how long this is gonna last, but it'll last us the immediate 30 seconds here. Let's go.
As the wagon starts to proceed over the bridge after the chat with Silk and Weaver, The goats kind of take off and they start heading over the bridge. And as they head over the bridge, one of the boards falls out and clatters onto the cobblestones. Everyone stops. Everyone is on high alert, looking around in the immediate area. That being said, you guys made it back into the manhole. Nothing seems out of place to your eyes. You guys are all set. The only one who notices that things might not be okay is Pluck.
The ghost that was fighting inside of the carriage, would I be able to track kind of where it went directionally?
Yep.
What Pluck is going to do is stay in position.
Okay.
And visually, she's going to keep track of where exactly that one ghost went off to.
Okay.
When the cart continues moving, I presume eventually they do after they have that shock of the board falling.
Mm-hmm.
Once they're out of the visual field, that's when she'll reconnect with Junker and with 13 and let them know what's going on. So I've got eyes on the ghost that was inside that carriage.
There was a ghost in there?
Looks like one of you killed somebody.
No. I don't think... How hard you hit him?
He was definitely still alive.
Phew.
I was like,
I did not check.
Regardless.
Oh my god, I think that man's dead.
Pluck, just so you know, ghosts generally take about a day to appear after someone dies. So if there was a ghost in there, it was probably in there already. So you can take that again if you want, or you can stick with it, because fucking with them is fun.
Are you sure you didn't kill anyone?
Oh god. How hard did you hit him?
I don't know. He might have had a bad diet.
He wasn't moving.
Regardless.
Fragile bones.
Oh god.
I have eyes on where that ghost went. So that'll be spreading heat through the city. We gotta get moving. The rest of the ghosts caught on and they're feeling anxious.
Okay.
Nothing worse than anxious ghosts.
They'll be spreading the word throughout the city faster than the Gutsers ever could.
Did they mark us? My collar's really high.
I look like everyone else.
You do not, mate. You're so big.
I think it's time to reconnect with the others.
Yeah, it's a smart idea. Let's get out of here. We got the goods.
So
This is the goods, right?
I don't know. It's the only box, right?
It was the only box.
I don't know how to check.
Is this one inlaid like was described?
Mm-hmm.
Should we open it?
We should get everyone else to open it. There's nothing we can do now.
Let's wait to open it until we have the others.
But what if we wait? Isn't it too late?
We should let Silk open it.
I was gonna. No, see, here's the thing.
He has the best luck with this stuff.
Specifically ask Pluck to open it because she knows more than the rest of us probably about what we're looking at.
You ever seen those vending machines that like do mystery prizes? He's so good at them.
Okay, Pluck just kind of
That's
starts pulling both of their hands towards where the other two
Oh,
are.
we're going.
all right.
No, she's not.
No,
letting up.
I'm getting pulled.
So back with the other two.
We're at a vending machine with like these little mystery balls.
You guys are at a vending machine that has mystery balls.
Silk, how?
I'll tell you, man, I actually have the best luck with these things.
So yeah, it's one of the rare novelties in Duskvol, apparently. It's these vending
Erika,
machines
we're not
with
ruining
eggs.
the tone of the world, are we?
No. I find it now. It's now in the gambling den, and that's what Weaver has to do to decompress. That's his gambling game. It's these egg machines.
It's a little bobblehead toy of a drowned boy ghost.
Limited edition.
There we go. There's that tone coming back.
It's got glitter on it. See?
1 in 1,000.
That's for you.
Is this the trick-or-treating part of the Halloween special?
Drowned boy goes for everyone.
Oh, there's candy in there too. Look at that.
Okay, so Kinder eggs exist in Duskvol.
There's potatoes are a luxury, but chocolate-based toys are a dime a dozen.
Yep.
I'll mark off another coin.
That's the secret of Silk's luck, is he just does it 100 times behind our back until he wins.
Why don't we ever have money, guys?
Can't imagine. You guys are at the vending machine that's right near the bridge.
If we spend an actual coin, that would be gambling.
It's an action itself to reduce stress.
Oh, okay.
And it has to be done in downtime.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense. You mean I can't duck into a closet and get high as fuck mid-heist?
You can. It's just not going to do anything for your stress.
Noted.
You do you, babe. You guys find a little vending machine that's right off the bridge. And you do hear the clanking of the board falling and the general commotion. Whether you guys want to respond to it or not, that's
I think we should
up to you guys.
start getting out of here.
Those of us with the box should probably fucking bail at least.
Are you guys arriving to us?
They're being dragged by the hands because they wouldn't stop debating.
We probably actually need to ditch our blue cloak costumes and get onto a boat to go pick them up.
I toss my cloak into the nearest thing I can just stuff it into
canal?
and have it not seen. Well, have it not seen.
Okay.
So I don't want to toss it into the
Float.
canal and like blue cloaks walk by and they're like, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
Smart.
That's why we were at the vending machines, because we were just like ducked into an alley to get rid of the costumes, and it was like, ooh, vending machine, because they're always right by there.
Yep.
You know?
Like you do.
right.
So lucrative to put a gotcha machine in the dark alley in Duskvol.
There's an alley going down like next to a shop, and the
Yeah, that's
shop's
fair.
got the vending machines right there at the
It's
front
one
of
of
it.
those,
Yeah,
and like a coin-operated mechanical goat for kids to ride.
exactly. And then the alley's right next to them, so like
Yeah, perfect.
we can't go into the alley without seeing it. And with all the people going into alleys in Duskvol, come on.
It's
They
nothing.
fucking knew what they were doing.
Nothing but people in alleys. All right, so you guys are able to ditch all of your stuff and meet up at the appointed meeting place.
We got the box.
We got away clean.
I just looked like a bread box.
Can I open it? And she is somehow asking Weaver. She seems like she's asking the group, but absolutely she's just asking Weaver.
No, we all get a say.
I don't know.
But what does Weaver say?
There was actually any negotiations requiring that we don't take a little peek. So, hold on. Who said everyone gets a vote?
Yeah. You
Is
did.
that you, 13?
Yeah.
You don't get a peek.
What?
Everyone else is rewarded with a peek.
Oh, come on.
14 flies down and sits on 13's shoulder and looks eagerly at the box like he can't wait to see
Oh,
what's
what
in there.
the fuck, man?
Don't take this from 14. Look away. Have some respect.
Just turn my back all like in a huff.
The
He's the only
bird
one-
shuffles around to face the other way.
Yeah,
You
100%.
should have known what you were getting into when you talked about votes, mate. Come on.
To be fair, he's the only one who doesn't get his face melted off. It's
We
very
don't bring
over the Ark of
politics
Covenant.
into our heists.
Limited liability purveyance is destroyed except for 13. The fucking Ark of the Covenant. Fuck.
All right, with that, let's open it.
If that happened and the box reclosed, there's no chance I'm not looking at it again.
Oh my god, they all disappeared and left all these skeletons behind.
Now they can't stop me.
I feel. What do you guys want to use to try and get this box open?
Oh, I was not prepared to.
You know, I have a burglary kit, you jerks.
Hand it over.
Well, no, it's mine.
All right, fine. You can open it, and then you get a look. Do not bring politics into our work again.
Right.
Have some ethics.
I have ethics.
All right, 13.
I
Ethics.
think it would probably be a tinker.
Maybe I shouldn't. It's probably you, isn't it?
I only have wreck.
Do you want to have just taken the fucking burglar's tools and opened it while I'm...
No, I want Whisper to open it because she's the one that's excited
Pluck.
about opening it. I'm sorry, Pluck.
I am a whisper, though.
She is a Whisper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Go nuts, man.
Well, I'm going to be very unskilled at this, but
Oh, don't worry about that. Get the latch below. Silk will give some advice and assist her in opening.
Fucking silk splaining at her.
You gotta hook your fingers.
I too will spend a dot of stress as I'm
Okay.
kind of responding back to Silk, and I'm like, well, that doesn't really look like I could. No, you are right. I could get my fingers in there.
And I sex-splain things.
Oh, is that why you always use those words that you use?
Penetrate the hole on the front of the box. Now caress the back of the lock. Be a little bit firm with it. Quick slap on the back.
It's a bad box.
Get angry with it, but don't not too angry. Let the box know that you're here for it. Quick slap on the backside.
I'm gonna take a die away.
Are you sure you're not going to give her a die?
If I keep going,
Oh, no.
That is 1, 2, and 2.
Despite, or maybe because of Silk's help, you do manage to get the box open. And instantly, anyone who is looking at the box...
Damn it.
Oh, no.
is blinded by the brightest light you have ever seen anywhere ever.
Oh my god, did you guys being mean to me legitimately make me not blinded?
I have an important question.
Yes.
I am wearing an eye patch.
Oh my god, you are.
So the eye that is patched is not blinded.
Okay, between the group of us, we've got 3 working eyes. Let's do it, guys.
Pluck pops the lock, and in the process of removing the lock, opening the lid, this blinding, utterly unknown level of light bursts out of the box, and anyone who is looking at it takes the level 1 harm, stunned.
Oh, fuck.
This is going to be temporary, but it is something you do have to contend with in the moment. In the process, the box is dropped, meaning someone is going to have to clamber for it in order to get it shut. The Reliquii Solis, less a pearl, more of just a stone of perfect light. You can feel heat sort of emanating, but I'll just give you this one. You can also hear the hum of the electroplasm magics and containment fields, keeping it from just setting fire to everything around it. Suffice to say, we will get to the fact that it is super fucking noticeable.
Bloody hell, my fucking peepers!
What?
Tell us about
What are you guys seeing? What is it?
Somebody close it, please.
I want to see.
I'm trying to close it now. He
What is
pats
it?
around looking for it.
13, you could definitely see the halo of light.
It's not fair. I want to look.
You're looking.
All right, I'm looking.
You're just not looking directly at it. You're doing the correct thing in a solar eclipse and not staring directly
But
at
I
it.
don't want to. What is it?
Go ahead, 13. You can look.
I look immediately.
Take the screen.
Oh, my eyes!
Ah, fuck you.
Everyone make a look roll.
5.
Nope.
6.
4.
A 5 as well.
So literally everyone but me, the guy.
Between your group efforts, you are able to get this thing back in the box.
It's here. It's here. It's here. Come here.
Oh, God, I can't see anything.
I can't see either.
I switch sides for the eye patch. We have to get moving.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Pluck and Weaver. If you have study, you can make a roll.
I do.
In the canal of the blind,
however,
the one-eyed weaver is king.
I'm actually going to take a stress and examining the box. I'm going to basically go over details on what they were using to keep the light from shining through the wood, like what tricks they used to kind of see if there's anything that helps jog your memory of past research.
I will also spend a stress.
In this case, I'm going to let you also take a devil's bargain if you'd like it. Everyone else will be given a chance to shake the stunned condition. Before we get much further, you will not be given that opportunity.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
The
Then go
devil
ahead.
sounds like a nice lady.
What is the matter with you?
She has a type.
That is a 6 and a 5.
Perfect. So there have been rumors that this may not be the only Reliquii Solis. There's always been rumors about these things existing. But that being said, the name itself comes from a pre-cataclysmic language. Reliquii means relic, shard, fragment, and Solis means the sun. You guys have been transporting a shard of the actual sun. The magic containing it is preventing it from expanding and burning everything around it. But what you can understand from this is that this could theoretically be used to give light back to Duskvol.
This is a piece of the sun. We could return light to Duskvol, but we gotta go.
You are absolutely right. We have to go.
All right.
I start waving like my index finger in a circle, telling everyone to kind of rally up and go.
And none of us see that because we're all blinded by the sun.
Are you guys recovered from the stun?
Go ahead and make a prowess roll.
So is it a dot Is it a dice plus 1 dice for each dot we have, or is it equal to the dots we have?
Any dots you have to the left of the line is your dice pool for a resistance roll in that particular family.
No, I'm stunned.
I got a 5.
4.
You guys can downgrade yours to blurry. Trust me, it's better. Lex, since you have covered the eye that was blinded, this does not apply. Weirdly smart move. Junker, 13, and I'm going to say 14 too, and Weaver are all okay. The bird is definitely holding onto your shoulder a little more than usual.
Okay, so I do the motion, and then I say, Junker, can you carry them?
Yeah, probably. I just try to carry the both of them, and we start booking it.
You know what?
Shove.
That's your shtick. Go ahead. You can just take one over each shoulder.
I shove the box into 13's arms.
Yeah, let's go.
No one sees that.
Nope. I put it inside my coat as best as possible.
Considering how bright that was, I think everyone in the few blocks area saw that.
Speaking of that,
I mean, going forward, Silk.
Erika, no speaking of that.
Yeah.
we're going to speak of it. Everybody roll a fortune roll. This is just for me. This is not something you can influence.
Single D6?
A single D6.
4.
Oh, no.
5.
1.
1.
Oh, no.
Okay, guys.
Really, guys? Damn it. Well, me and Silk get away. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Technically, that is a win.
How Silk gets away while Junker's carrying him, I don't know, but he and I make it out of
I
here.
throw him to safety.
Just leave me in alley. I've got a disguise kit. Pretend to be a blind beggar.
All right. So,
Dope.
By the way, Erika, I want to give you kudos where you're like, hey, I'll let you guys take some extra stress for some, extra mechanic benefits. Don't worry about it. And it just makes you seem very helpful and permissive and not at all like you're playing a long con that's going to fuck us.
no, why would I do that? So now we've begun a new flavor for this that we touched on when Sven was sawing the rudder in the stealth dinghy, which is progress clocks. So you guys were aware, getting started here, that you were not the only ones wanting and after this artifact. There were a number of other groups that were on the trail of this artifact. The groups that are now on your trail and you've sent up a beacon as to where it is, which has made this far more interesting than if everyone had continued rolling perfectly.
Hey, Erika, were we not
Yeah.
supposed to open the box?
I had no designs on whether you opened the box or not. This could have been...
Liar, you wanted us to open the box.
I wanted you to open the box. I had no idea whether you were going to or not. But now we have 5 faction clocks filled in random pieces.
Boof.
Rebecca, you chose number 4, which represents the Path of Echoes clock. All right, the Path of Echoes is a cult that reveres the ways of the pre-cataclysm world. They will probably, if they get their hands on the artifact, they will likely use it to overthrow current society and the church. Not necessarily the worst thing, they're both pretty terrible.
Yeah.
No, there is that asterisk of if you open the box without knowing what you're doing, it will incinerate the city, though. So,
Fact. And they may not also have the resources to open the box. Currently, out of 8 pie slices, 3 of them are filled. Not quite halfway. Tim, you
what
chose...
happens if they fill?
If they fill, they will catch you and you fail your mission.
Understood.
I chose 3.
You chose 3, which is, I'm going to put in quotes, the gondoliers, which is ultimately who you're supposed to be getting this to.
Got it.
That is also 3 out of 8 pie slices filled.
So the people we want. So not
Yes.
all bad. They know
If-
we have it. And
If the gondoliers, quote unquote,
get it.
get it, you will still succeed in your mission because that is still the end goal.
Cool.
Lex, you chose 1?
I did.
Okay. You have chosen the Ministry of Preservation. Hypothetically, they're in charge of getting resources to people who need it. You can look around and see how well they're doing their job. They will likely lock it away under the guise of finding a way to distribute it equitably. But you can look around the city of Duskvol and see nothing is equitable here. They are currently 3 out of 8 pie slices filled. Garrett, you chose 5?
I did.
All right, you have chosen the Church of the Ecstasy of the living flesh, weirdly enough. It is the dominant religion. It believes that the soul is unclean, that the best things in life thrive when they are alive and in the dark. They believe that demons are the perfect life form. If they get this, they will almost certainly just give it to the demons, which probably not what you want them doing with it.
Probably not.
Rebecca, no.
Rebecca, yes.
They are currently 2 out of 8 pie slices filled. And for me, I took whatever was left. The Dimmer sisters, who were the initial recipients of this. Mm-hmm. Again, it will likely be locked away. Probably no harm will come to anything because they're just reclusive and they like to hoard occult shit. But that also means it's not doing anything for anyone except sitting in this old lady cult house, surrounded by ghosts.
To be fair, what do the gondoliers want with it?
You'd have to ask them.
Yeah, we don't know. We could be working with bad guys. We have no fucking idea.
What I will say is that Salia is the one who put you on that trail. And if you want those answers, you can try and track her down, but that will take time away from these clocks. I will also say that is quote gondoliers. I will not be taking questions about that at this time.
Oh.
Is that how this feels?
Yeah.
When the ST is like smug and hiding stuff?
A little bit.
How dare you?
I regret nothing. In the post opening of box, reboxing of the sun, and scarpering, there is a hubbub of activity, people rushing to the area, and you guys gotta go. How do you guys want to do that? Are you just running? Are you trying to sneak? Are you going to try and persuade the crowd to go another way?
Pluck is hoping to get the attention of one of the gondolas.
How are you going to do that? Also, you can't see super well.
Pluck is going to narrate her intention that
Okay.
we get the attention. Do you think one of the gondolas could get us out of here?
We
You
might
hear
just
from
need
over
a
his
simple
shoulder.
distraction.
I mean, I just say we hide.
13, how good are you laying low alone?
Not bad.
If we do some keep away, can you make it there on your own?
Well, we headed back to the ponds.
We are.
Okay, yeah. I can try and make my way back there. Do a little second story creeping.
Oh, sounds like we need to do a little bit of speed dinghy then.
Sounds like a good time.
Can you speed dinghy?
I think we just need to run right now.
I don't disagree.
I turn to you, and I put my hand on your shoulder. We'll see you there.
Am I keeping this thing while we're running?
Yes, go quiet.
Oh, God.
We're going to take a long route.
No pressure. I'll scalp her.
Okay. Say that because the group is going to be creating some kind of a distraction, you will get a +1 die for this.
Neat. Prowl, presumably,
Yes.
to like hide. 5 and a 6.
Okay, the 6 is the important part. So you are able to duck behind the vending machine. It's Chekhov's vending machine.
No one ever uses this thing.
Lo and behold, there is like an outcropping of some sort where probably the urchins kind of sneak in the walls. And you're a little tiny baby man.
I'm not.
So-
I'm normal sized.
Oh, all right. Do you want me to take a die away from this?
No, I don't. Please
Okay,
leave
then be
my
a little
dice.
tiny baby man and you can sneak through the walls like the urchins do.
I hate you, Gabbey. And Tim, and all of you.
Can't hear you from down there, tiny man.
Then I will do that, Erika. Begrudging me and grumbling about how I'm normal sized the entire time.
You know what? That's fine. Whatever makes you feel strong, buddy. And the rest of you, how are we doing this?
What do we got near? Do we have any place busy, or do we have any place that is...
I'd like some place that's like packed.
Yeah, or I was thinking also decrepit, like run down.
Well, we're not that far from the pleasure district. We go hide out with Nerix.
That sounds good to me.
Luxury.
So, Nerix, it is going to be a little bit of a trip to get there, not as far as the boat will be. And it is a good place to lose people. Rebecca, I will also let you know that one of the things a whisper can do is open a ghost gate. And you guys can travel through the Deadlands. You have a key as one of your inventory items, one of the things you can do. And because you can attune so well to the world of ghosts, you can see where these doors exist. And this key that you have can in fact open a way through the ghost gate. There would be no one except the ghosts, the demons, the devils that reside there. It would mean everyone takes a harm, but it would mean that you are not caught and it might be the more expedient way to go. But that being said, it is a risk because if you do it wrong, that harm is going to be much greater.
Not now, but something to keep an eye out for. I could open us a ghost gate. You know that can be painful. So long as we can lose them the usual way, I say we try that first.
How are all of you holding up after the light show?
I still can't see, mate.
Me neither.
If we can get settled down enough to where everyone can see again, then I say we take the key.
All right.
But for now, much running.
Much running.
Well, because you're carrying.
Yeah, right.
Much carrying.
All right, Sven's getting his leg day in.
And arm day.
And arm day. It's a full day.
Full body workout.
You guys can run. What I am going to ask is everyone's going to roll a fortune die. Myself included.
I think that means you too. Tiny baby man.
Yep, tiny baby man. You also need to make that fortune die.
But I'm prowling.
5.
The Path of Echoes now has 5 out of 8 filled. Tim.
I rolled a 1.
That is not the worst one to roll a 1 on. The Gondoliers are now 6 out of 8 filled. Garrett.
A 4.
The Church of the Ecstasy of the Living Flesh is halfway filled.
I rolled a 6.
The Ministry is also only halfway filled. And I rolled a 3. The Dimmer Sisters clock looks a little bit like the biohazard radiation symbol because I filled it in wrong, but they are still only 5 out of 8 filled. Fortunately, there's a crush of people. So you're able to just kind of like elbow your way into the crowd. Along the way, you see bluecoats giving you a side look. You see just some very aristocratic people giving you a side look. You see the church lunatics giving you a side look. This is going to sound silly, but what manner of losing yourself in the crowd are you taking? Are you taking the you didn't see nothing approach? Are you taking the redirection and trying to make them look somewhere else, somewhere not you guys?
So our goal isn't actually to do a super great job of it because we are a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to be drawing their attention for as long as we safely can to buy 13 the time that he needs. I think I want to do a poor job of misdirection.
What does that look like for you guys?
I think that looks like talking about a plan with an earshot, thinking that no one is listening.
Okay.
And then settling on going to the scummiest place that Silk can think of.
Okay. I'm sure he can think of one.
And then we make our way there. And then once we think everyone's going to be able to see and is in good condition as possible, we actually take the key and use that to get to where we got to go.
Okay.
You okay, buddy?
You're right there, Garrett.
I look to Silk and I say, the darkest, most dank place you can think of.
Ah, man, you don't want to go to the Loose Noose.
Yes, I do.
No, mate.
That is the place. I grab Silk and I shake him. Get us there.
I can't see, but... all right, if we want to go to the Loose Noose, we got to go down the first street.
He directs us. I will
It doesn't
run
look
us.
like he can't get there with his eyes closed.
Are you sure it's not the number 2 street to go to the Lucinous?
No, from where we are, we're going to take number 1, then we get to number 2, all the way down the street to Loose
Fair
Noose.
enough.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to say...
You can't take number 2 without first taking number 1. What? Colin, what can I...
You okay, buddy?
You got it.
We're good. We're good.
Nah, come on, it's for continuity. You started the sentence.
So what? I can't even see where we're going.
But you can smell. And after a series of 1s and 2s, you guys, I'm not even going to make you roll, you're able to get to the Loose Noose.
The Loose Noose.
The Loose Noose. And in comes Junker with Pluck and Silk over his shoulders.
Which I think contributes to how obvious we are.
Yeah, and it... y'all were noticed. And as you guys enter, the proprietor, a Scotland woman with a missing arm and a missing ear, kind of pokes her head up from behind the bar. What are you doing here? I told you you're not welcome anymore.
I turn around so Silk is facing her, because I feel like he's draped over my shoulder. So like he's now facing her.
Oh no,
directly.
I recognize the ass.
Silk, a logistical question.
Right.
How do you get thrown out of a place like this?
Through the front door, mate. Never through the back door.
Oh, we are adults. Okay.
You take a pause to think about what you did.
You saw me. I took a pause when I thought initially, when he was like the worst place you could think of.
I threw you out when you bit off my ear. Why you back?
Look, I was on some bad drugs that Brill gave me. It was not my fault. I was in a bitey mood that night. I have come back to profess my love to you. He waves his arms open. He's probably not looking in the right direction.
I'm over here.
I
right.
turned slightly.
No, that's obviously like, I need a place to hide out. I'll make it back up to you. Please, darling.
How are you gonna do this?
You know that kimono that you really like?
She pauses.
It's yours. With the lilac one, too. Both of them.
She seems interested.
Stop giving away our kimonos.
God, our budget's going to hell on this.
All right. Back room.
Thank you, darling.
All right. Don't say I never did nothing for you. They get delivered tomorrow. The kimonos.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, back there. You need booze?
Lots of it. I can't even see.
It doesn't sound like more booze is the answer then.
I figure it might go back around, right?
Yeah, it sounds logic. And she kind of like brushes back a curtain with her one arm and nods. She gives a nod of respect for Junker as a fellow Scav, just hefting his two friends.
I give a salute with the pluck arm.
There's like a shitty mattress that almost certainly has bed bugs and lice. There's a kind of a dog that hangs out back there. He seems well fed and happy, but is so that the fleas have somewhere to go that's not the people. And he kind of wags his tail and goes up and starts trying to lick Junker. And that's pretty much what you guys got back here. Just a dirt floor and a scummy mattress. And a very happy good boy.
I put down the two people. Can you see yet? Come on. We gotta get going.
I can't. And he turns to what he thinks is Weaver, but is obviously the back wall. Are you happy with yourself? We're at the Loose and Noose. I swore I'd never come back to this place.
Weaver says nothing.
I'm not happy.
What? Not even a little bit?
Not really. This place sucks.
Helga's not
offense.
still in the room, is she?
No, she's no longer here.
Oh.
Did you bite off her arm too?
No, I didn't bite off her arm.
Okay.
By the way,
That was the eels!
Clearly listening.
biting off the ear was self-defense. She was going to smother me.
I think it's time to go.
All right, so now that you guys are in a darker environment, not that it's bright out there anyway, it was still technically like twilight vision out there, but anyone who is still blind or blurred, go ahead and roll.
No.
Garrett. It's fine. We just
My dice have been fire this whole time. I think the fact that they're just like, nope, you're blind for the rest of the game is perfect.
We just need Pluck to see.
4.
You downgrade yourself to blurry. Garrett, your eyes start bleeding.
I feel like I'm crying, guys.
I like dab them away with
Yeah.
his handkerchief.
And you can mark down bleeding eyes next to stunned.
I know somebody can fix this. We need to go.
The second I see that, I'm like, we should not have come here.
Is he wearing makeup? I think I'm starting to see.
Of course I'm wearing makeup. What? Why do you ask? Is everything all right? Everyone got real quiet all of a sudden.
It's nothing. They're just stunned by your just ability with makeup.
It's not, these don't taste like tears.
Don't lick it.
It tastes like blood. My eye's bleeding.
Just a little.
Junker's bedside manner, incredible.
Silk, you can barely see it.
I can't have open wounds in the loose and noose. My bloody eyes are going to rot out.
All right, now we keep it down. You're right. We have to get out of here. Let us escape to the safety of the Deadlands.
What a fucking sentence.
I cannot see if you're being serious right now.
I am being completely serious.
Oh.
Helga chorfs at, like, let's go to the Deadlands.
You heard nothing. Let's go.
Wish I didn't.
And with that, the whisper pats herself down. She knows where the key's supposed to be on her, and
She doesn't keep track of the fucking key of the underworld. Oh, did I bring that?
we have so many clothes, and they all have different pockets.
So many kimonos, so many pockets in the sleeves.
And recognizing it and pulling it up, I will attempt to do so.
Okay, this is pretty big.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint.
Yeah, I would like to push myself.
Yeah.
That one's caught.
I see 2 6s. I think you're good.
You see 3 6s.
Oh, fuck yeah, Pluck.
It was cocked against the side to be a 6, and then I rolled it again, and it was a 6.
Pluck yeah.
It was supposed to be a 6.
All right, and with this uncanny grace, like she's composing a painting or a symphony, Pluck finds with her hands the doorway that none of you knew was there until the moment she finds it. In like this gauzy, soft, ambient glow as she places a key in and opens the door where there is blackness beyond black. As you all walk in, you can hear the whispers of the dead. You can hear chattering in these demonic, completely ancient and forgotten tongues that somehow still resonate in the back of your heads. It's surreal, but it's terrifying, and it's unsettling that this whole world is so close to you all the time and loves the dark that encompasses your world, so it's never as far away as you want to think it is.
And yet it seems to be Pluck's happy place.
Yep, and yet this seems to be Pluck's happy place. And because Pluck has that iron will and is not put off by these, what would normally be terribly disconcerting sensory inputs, she will not suffer any trauma for walking through here. And because she is so confident and rolled like an goddamn baller, none of you will either. You are scared, you can take that for what you will, but it has not caused a fracture in your psyche.
You hear Pluck's giggling and occasional whispers to herself, little songs hummed.
All right,
and
that
she
you might
starts-
take some trauma from.
She starts skipping.
That is a creepy little song she's singing, but I'm super glad that I cannot see anything right now.
You see ghosts kind of like watching the blood trickle from his eyes, kind of like poking it with their little fingers as it plops. And you can functionally lead them wherever you need them to go. 3 6s is fucking huge. So the city is yours. This side of the city, they know you here, they know your mask, they know your face, and you see someone chastising the little ghost that had kept eyes on you. And it seems to like give you a little bit of an apology look.
He receives a very welcoming, warm smile, as if nothing of insult has happened. It's all forgiven. We're all friends here.
Okay. I'm mad, you're mad, we're all mad here.
Damiano makes a face at the warm smile. Like, I've never seen her do that.
That's not our girl. So that happened, so we're going to go ahead and flash over to 13 and 14. Did you take the bird into the wall with you?
He's just hustling through back alleys, and yeah, he's with me.
Okay.
Probably like flitting, like as I'm running through back alleys, probably like flitting from like staircase to lamppost to windowsill to up ahead.
All right, where are you trying to get to?
I'm trying to, last that Weaver told me, we're trying to meet back up at the Perfumed Paunts.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make my way circuitously but quickly back that way.
Then go ahead, give me a prowl. You can have a die for advantage since
their whole deal
they made
was,
a pretty big scene running through the street.
that is 3 fucking 6s.
Yo!
And a 2.
What a time to be alive, guys. So you and 14 work together like peanut butter and jelly. He tweets, you move. He guides you, you guide him. He
Just like leapfrogging each other
Yeah.
around the valley. Just
Yep,
like me
pretty
getting to a
much.
corner and be like, it's okay to go. And then
for whatever reason, people just don't seem to notice that you've got like someone's bread box tied up under your arm. Mm-hmm. You've got enough determination that nobody seems to think that they should accost you about it and maybe try and take it. And you are honestly relatively able to go at or Pluck on the other side. The city is your oyster at this point. You can just kind of get wherever you need to go. And you are able to make your way back to the boat unaccosted. You can just get there.
So I think we're all able to meet up.
So you are all able to get back to the perfumed Ponce. I'm going to say he probably gets there a little ahead of you. Probably hears some rumors in the city that someone was going to go through a ghost gate like an idiot. So people are kind of looking out all over the place, looking to see if ghosts are slipping in, like the spirit wardens are on alert, but they're not looking anywhere where any of you guys are.
And it sounds like they're not even necessarily looking for us. They're looking for ghost incursions.
They're looking for incursions from the Deadlands.
Cool.
And you guys are all able to get there.
We have to make a delivery.
Can we get there just via the perfume ponds?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then that's how we'll do it.
All right.
All right,
So-
let's go then, yeah?
Should we look at it one more time?
No!
Everyone can make a roll to see if you can shake the stunned.
You mean I can make a roll?
Or blurred, if you've still got that.
Oh, all right.
A 4.
Your eyes stop bleeding. You can get rid of that one.
No, that's a 2.
I got a 5 and a 6, so.
You're completely fine.
I remain
you're-
blurry.
Yeah, but you got through the Deadlands, so you're good.
How do my eyes look? Less bloody?
Hard to tell. But I think they're getting better. They're less puffy.
What happened to you? Your eyes were not bleeding when I left.
Oh no.
Did you go to the Anus again?
Yes.
Why would you let him do that?
He said that we need to go to the scummiest place I know.
That's fair.
By the way, she's not getting my kimonos.
All right, Garrett, put a new enemy on your sheet.
Yep.
Helga and the Loosa Noose.
Yep. So you're able to take the perfumed Ponce to the apportioned meeting. It's a little narrow considering the size of your craft, but it's fine. And waiting there, you see a lone gondola with 2 people aboard it. One is a woman. She seems to carry herself like she's the one in charge.
I'll go with whoever to carry the thing to them, but I'm going to let somebody else talk to them.
Well, once we make it to them, I think it's safe to say we all kind of approach together. Mm-hmm. And give a wave.
The woman steps off of the gondola and onto your craft. She spends her life on the water. She's got sea legs. This is pretty easy for her.
If Weaver seems okay with it, Pluck probably has a hand on his shoulder just to steady the blurriness. Keep her footwork right.
I'm going to keep an eye out to make sure that this is not some sort of trick or double cross or somebody's waiting to just jump us at the handoff point or...
All right. You're a hound. You're very good at surveying this sort of thing, especially now that you can see.
It's helpful, I will admit. Being able to see helps you see stuff.
There's really no one else around unless they're hiding under the water, and then you're talking some kind of demon.
Okay, great. That's her problem, not mine. So
Yep, exactly.
You don't know that.
That's her opportunity. It's not a bug. It's
I don't
a
like to think
feature.
of it that way.
But yeah, you guys are relatively alone. It seems like the gondoliers know where
Perfect.
people do and do not go.
Great.
And the woman steps up onto the perfumed Ponce, the boat, not Silk. You are the transporters?
We have the goods. We simply await payment.
The figure in the boat kind of tosses pretty hefty bag, and the woman holds it in her hand. Not going to ask you to open it, because I suspect that would be a bad idea.
What kind of an idiot would do that?
I don't know, probably only about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you mean. He pushes a pair of sunglasses up.
Pluck, count the money.
The woman tosses the bag to Pluck.
Pluck pretends to count the money and then hands it subtly over to Junker because she can't see.
Are you still blind?
I'm so blurry.
So the bag hits her in the face.
All right, I'll catch the bag and I'll hand it to Junker. Junker loves counting.
1, 2.
It sounds like there was a little trouble along the way. Anything we need to smooth over on our end?
They're certainly meant to sound that way. The box.
Oh, yeah.
I pull the box out from my coat and I hand it over.
You do recognize her as Isel. She is, once you're up next to her, she is the head of the gondoliers.
Okay.
Garrett, can you see yet?
Nope.
Okay.
This is for the
I can
best.
smell though.
Okay.
Oh, why'd you say that?
What's the matter with you?
Because he knows I'll run with it. This smells a little bit like Salia. She takes the box. She kind of like crosses it with her hand, just kind of feeling the grain of the wood, or maybe something else. Who knows? This world is very weird. The reconciled, thank you for your assistance in this matter.
Who are the reconciled?
Go ahead and make me a study.
You got a dot and study.
I got a dot. If
Do
that's
it.
all right, I'll roll.
Weaver should roll
Erika,
this.
do I have to roll?
This is
No.
D10. 5.
Pluck seems to alight with a big smile. She seems to take some amusement and potentially wonder from this revelation.
The reconciled are, in fact, a group of... So, ghosts are feared in Duskvol because ghosts lose control of themselves. They randomly possess people, drain bodies of their life force, and eventually go mad because they don't have a home of their own, meaning a body. They're just not a good thing. The reconciled are a group of ghosts that have really only been rumored to exist, that have never lost themselves. Often they will make contracts with people for the use of their bodies without having harm come to them. They will, often keep the same one after the former inhabitant leaves, one way or the other. The rumor is they work for the benefit of all of humanity. In this dark world, they work to try and create some sense of order, some sense of family, some sense of benevolence and altruism and sense in such a chaotic and dog-eat-dog world. That is who you've delivered this shard of the pre-cataclysmic world to.
I think Weaver finds that kind of acceptable. And as far as the, rogues gallery of problems that we're chasing, I think this is probably the closest to a happy ending that I think they were going to find. Weaver gives a nod.
Anyone want to go get a drink?
I'm down.
How are your eyes holding up, Silk?
Oh, I don't really need eyes to drink now, do I?
And let's go.
I think it's time for a classic boys' night.
Boys'
Boys'
night.
night.
Sounds like you've made your own plans. She kind of takes an extra purse out of her coat, tosses it to Weaver because he looks like he can catch it at this point.
He fumbles a little and catches it.
Enjoy your boys' nights, and may your days be brighter in the days to come.
Well, you're welcome at boys' night.
Yeah, you can come to boys' night.
Yeah, it's not just for boys.
It wouldn't be a boys' night without a few girls around.
Well, then let me slip into something more comfortable, and I will meet you out there. And she kind of gives a wink to Silk, even though he can't really see it.
Silk.
At all.
Silk, she's winking at you.
Junker, she's winking at you.
Of course she's winking.
Of course she's winking at me.
Just not the loose noose.
Done.
Well, one way you could come along.
You know what? Let's do that. And Isel gets in the boat, and Pluck seems to take on a different stature, and she starts heading for the nearest bar.
Let's go.
What's happening?
Nothing, 13.
I'd
Tell
say
you what-
not acknowledging the incredible job you did.
I didn't even have to shoot my guns in this one, so that's just money I don't have to spend on bullies.
We'll tell you when you're taller.
And with that, you all disappear into the darkness.
Correct me, I'm gonna use my guns right now.
No, you're not. We got a happy ending. Shut the fuck up.
We're about a few minutes off from the ending. Yeah, PvP combat.
Joke's on you, buddy. I'm Salia now.
255. Perfect.
All right.
You're in love with me. Fight me
Beautiful
now.
job, guys. That was
Erika,
awesome.
thank you for running
Yeah.
Blaze in the Dark for us.
I thought you said boys in the dark for a minute.
Boys in the dark.
Erika, thank you for running Boys in the Dark.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy
Boys'
Halloween.
night.
Happy Halloween.
When they're not crewing the perfumed ponds, the Scoundrels are recording Path of Night, a Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in a different world of darkness. Junker the Cutter was played by Tim Davis. Pluck the Whisper was played by Rebecca Steigelfest. Silk the Slide was played by Garrett Gabbey. 13 the Hound was played by Rob Muirhead. Weaver the Spider was played by Lex Lopez. Your storyteller was me, Erika Webb. Recording and editing done by Rebecca Steigelfest. The music used was Behind the Curtain of Deceit by Studio Columna and can be found at pixabay.com. Blades in the Dark is written by John Harper and produced by Evil Hat Productions, with some custom house rules made on the fly because we're allowed to do that as per the book. Find them at evilhat.com or wherever gaming books are sold. Please subscribe to Path of Night on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, or whatever podcast purveyors serve your vice. You can help support the show on ko-fi.com/pathofnight. Find us on Twitter at Path of Night Pod, on Facebook at Path of Night Podcast, or email us at pathofnightpod@gmail.com. See you next time, Scoundrels.
Edmure, my dearest friend and compatriot, I have a story to tell you. I am in love.
Yeah, I know, I was there.
You were?
Yeah.
You were watching? You cheeky devil.
Well, we could hear you through the car door.
No. I'm talking over at the Silk Shore. At the Flesh Purveyors.
It's been like 6 hours. You filmed like
the
twice in 6 hours.
gazebo. What's that?
He's not limited to one person.
I just can't conceive of falling in love with someone that fast.
He's just very susceptible. He's a very giving person.
Love is multifaceted, and I would like to think that I am a wellspring of it.
He's a jewel. Many facets.
See, Sven and his poetic mind gets it.
Yep.
Edmure, I think you've just spent too much time.
Skulking on rooftops.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't meet a lot of people up there.
No, that's why the
whose fault
three
is
of
that?
us need to go
On a boys'
boys'
day?
night.
Yeah.
Sounds like Pluck's the adult in that circumstance.
She can come too.
Oh,
I'm
no.
always invited at boys' night.
Yeah. We're non-discriminatory boys now.
Everyone can be boys' night if you're trying hard enough.
Yeah. Unless we don't like you and you're icky.
Yeah, if you're weird and gross, you can't come to boys' day.
Correct. Do not ruin boys' day.
No weirdos at boys' day.
You're exempt from that also. You talk to girls pretty weird.
You know, it is fucking weird.
It is.
It's not the weirdest thing I talk to.
What was that now?
What?
What?
I'm
She's met
sorry,
you
I
people.
didn't hear you.
That's true. We are.
No, I think I didn't hear you. You've
No,
got...
what's up?
You've
Talking to
got...
ghosts again? I can't tell.
She has this weird habit, right, of saying something aloud just in a tone and register where you don't quite catch it, and
It's
then she
called
won't
being
clarify.
A whisper.
Yeah. She's talking to ghosts. You don't interrude. No eavesdropping.
Did you just say interrude?
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough, mate.
Only interpolite. Do you not know common? It's very simple words.